Oh man, we was late. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for everybody out there. I have not been able to get anything done lately. I've been so busy doing some things. I was taking care of some shopping and all that other stuff that I needed for next week. I've been so busy trying to work. I've been so busy trying to take care of things. How's it going, everybody? JT here, another episode of the podcast, which a lot of people don't know. This is going to be an interesting show tonight, and I hope that everyone will be on to the conversations that we're having. There's been a lot of things that are happening, and I'm hoping for a lot of things that we're going to be talking about. There's been a lot of things that happen, especially within the anime community, and also beyond that. There's been a lot of things that happen, and I want to address this in a nice way possible. I know people have been trying to talk to me about some stuff. I've been contacted by a lot of people, but I couldn't really accept their help on this one. There's been some people that have been very adamant about some things. So I want to be nice about this as best as possible, because I know that people have been going on about this stuff for a while, and everybody's been adamant about a lot of things that are happening. Now, for those who don't know, tomorrow there's going to be a release of a game that's going to be coming out, and a lot of people are talking about this game. This is by the company called Microids, which basically publishes a lot of they're a French distributor, and they are planning to release House of the Dead Remake 2, which is only going to be coming on to the Nintendo Switch, which I kind of am a big fan of House of the Dead. I actually like the rail shooter games because a lot of them are fun, but I just don't like. I kind of like when we used to have like the guns. Now it's like we can't use the guns anymore. There are ways to make it happen, and I'm kind of excited about the fact that they are planning to make a House of the Dead game, and I will show you guys the announcement. It's coming in tomorrow. For those who don't know, this is the game that a lot of people don't realize that House of the Dead 2 Remake Infected Edition is coming out. By Microids. It's a French distribution company that wants to make this happen, and people are asking for a reload. It's kind of the meme that kind of happens when you hear that, because originally this was a Sega game. I kind of wish they, and Forever Entertainment has bought the rights to this thing, and I'm kind of excited about it, because originally this was a Sega arcade game that came out back in the early 90s through the 2000s. It became a very popular IP, but sadly the I would say that game did not do so well as a movie, because they tried to do House of the Dead and it didn't work out as expected. As much as I liked House of the Dead series, I wish they would have brought back another arcade game for it, but it's not going to happen due to the fact of the climate of video games. Sega has given up on the arcade business, and I wish they would bring it back, but sadly they are planning to stick with only the they're sticking to the third-party software gaming, and that's it, which basically means they're only going to do console, PC. That's it for them. As much as I like Sega, I wish Sega would come back to the hardware business, but unfortunately they gave up the arcade business. They're losing a lot of money, and they're not really making much money. They're depending on games like Sonic the Hedgehog IP and other great games that they have made in the past to build up to where they are right now. As much as I want Sega to come back in the fold of the glory days, it's not going to happen, because I feel like Sega needs to come back, but waiting for them to announce something, it's kind of like we're expecting Sega to say something, but they haven't said anything. Let me look up what Sega is doing right now, because I'm kind of curious on what Sega is planning to do, because Sega has not said anything in a while. The only thing they've been doing with is the Yakuza series and Shenmue and other things that are brought into attention, and they also own the rights to the Persona series. Now, they're depending that because they actually own Atlas, and a lot of people are talking about this because this is kind of the thing that, oh wow, Phantasy Star Online. All right, let's see what is going on. Oh yeah, Revo 2. I forgot about this. World Stage Draw. Oh yeah, because I did play the game. I felt like it wasn't really fun. It's too much button mashing. I'm being honest with you guys. Rev 5 is okay, but it's just not much skillable. It's just too much punching. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because there's been a lot of things that are happening. And I just hope Sega would come back with something good, because Sega needs a hit. And I mean, Sega really does need a hit. So anyways, I guess I better go ahead and talk about some news. I'm going to be a little bit honest. I haven't really been prepared for any news. I've been so busy with a lot of things that happen, and lately there's been a lot of talk about this stuff because a lot of people have been talking about this stuff because it's been like this for a while. Now, I want to get everyone involved in this. This is going to be something that needs to be addressed. I kind of trolled the Sonic fan base. What happened was I kind of said something that offended them because of the fact that I kind of exposed the truth in a conspiracy theory that says that there's a sex cult that worships a video game character in the most disturbing way possible by moving faster. So what happened was how queer identity intertwined with the Sonic fandom. So this is kind of what's going on, and a lot of people are kind of like, yeah, that's great and all, but what about the gameplay? What about what? That's what people liked about Sonic. When they first came out with it, this favorite character cartoon, yeah, they did it, and this was the little comic book they did. This is my favorite cartoon character, and he would agree with my politics. So literally, this is what's going on, and a lot of people have been talking about this stuff because it's like, remove yourself. One person responded just telling me to remove myself. Sonic the Hedgehog may be fast, but I don't think full hyper queer sexualizing of Sonic the Hedgehog isn't going to help you, but it will leave you empty inside. Why is it only a sex cult once gay people involved? Because people like them are jealous, the LGBT are unhappy, unlike them. No, you guys kind of turn everything into a joke. That's kind of what's going on. Canon and non-canon. Queer characters in Sonic. Canon and non-canon. How queer identity intertwined with the fandom. And this is kind of the thing, like, a lot of people had talked about this and made fun of it because it was just so crazy. And it's so bad that people are making memes. Dude, I'm just a cartoon hedgehog. Sonic, you agree with me, right? Dude, I'm just a cartoon hedgehog. Sonic says no to transgender rights. Like, look at these fictional characters are gay. Your brain damage award. It's like people are really going all out on this. I want to be honest with you guys. I said this because of the fact that it exposes the truth. Because I'm famous and I'm on the internet. because of Chris Chan. Chris Chan created a sex cult, believing that Sonic the Hedgehog is his husbando. So this is kind of what happened with the conspiracy surrounding Sonic the Hedgehog and how the LGBTQ see him. The fact that people are making fun of this stuff, it's hilarious, and it's kind of what's going on with the fandom right now and how they treat the fandom and how bad it is. Protect youth from trans. Sonic, like literally, people are literally protect youth from trans. This is kind of the thing that's going on because a lot of people are kind of talking about this stuff and wondering, yes, another Chris Chan. And a lot of people are talking about this because this is becoming one of those situations to where this is what they're trying to do to promote Sonic and the LGBTQ community. And it's so ridiculously funny because of the fact that they're making fun of it and they're trying to point out something. Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Sonic fandom has always been a little bit of a cringy group of people, and I don't blame them for that. I played Sonic the Hedgehog before. It's a fun game series, don't get me wrong, but even the cartoons were fun to watch too. Just the fact that these people are into it, I get that they love the Archie comics, they love the games and everything, but it gets to that breaking point that, you know, they try to turn it into something that most people don't want to get involved in, and they try to put it like, yes, the queer identity is intertwined with the Sonic fandom. Yeah, it sort of is, but we don't go that far into our imagination to think, is Sonic gay? How can his pelvic thrust go Mach 1? He might just tear up your ass, guys. Come on. Imagine him going Mach 1 with his pelvic thrust. That would be cringy, right? I guess so. I don't know. But as far as I know, this is a lot of people have been trying to do this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get back into this whole mess of things. Mogged. Oh god. Here's half more trending in the bookstore in Japan. Some of you don't know what trending means. It's limited to how many hits on Twitter you get. Log off and go experience the world beyond the screen. It's a niche indie manga with only one volume, outranked it on Ichiro though. Bro, y'all hear yourselves. This is the Trend Shelf, one of the largest bookstores in Tokyo. I really don't understand the numbers, bro. I'm going to bed and see, like, I don't really care, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? So let's go ahead and talk about this because apparently the book that everyone's talking about, this is the book. Apparently it's trending in Japan. The guy's basically bragging, oh, apparently I'm accused of check notes, placing it on the shelf and staging the picture buying engagement. I have to laugh because I'm like, what the fuck happened to this post? Where do you come from, LMAO? I'm too short to reach up there and the staff desk across the room for this shelf. Do you think I can get away with this? Dragging this stool besides. Certain people are finding out Japan isn't their ethnic purity fetish fantasy. And that people have euphemisms for this series. so that they're crashing out. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cringe. Totally organic interaction right here. You did it, buddy. I know, right? I was just thinking, what the fuck's going on with this post, LMAO. I just take the pic out of my local bookstore and hit the post. The euphemism of contagious. It's been trending in Japan for about 2 years now. It's just not selling. Yeah. And yet we have so many people who can't read Japanese, obviously convinced it's only licensed for Del bait. So happy for this book. Not a criticism of the manga, but I had never even heard of it until the English release announced it, and it appears in my Twitter feed. For content, I'm Japanese and I like manga, although these days I prefer novels. Also, number one creative. I'm always in love with their choice, even though I haven't been doing it for a long. Alright, let's look at this. Bunshi manga. Let's see, creation. Okay, so it won the creation award back in 2002. And this was an independently created manga. Okay, so this is the creator. And this won an award. Okay. Alright. Okay. That's kind of strange. Alright. The 5th award. The 4th. Okay, so it won an award. Okay, and this is the art style of it. Looking at the art of this is like, okay. Okay, it looks like one of those mangas that I read before. You ever read like Detroit Metal City? It kind of reminds me of that art style in a way, but it actually has black people in Starbucks. Yeah, that's their sanctuary, Starbucks. Let me see. Alright. That's fair. So, it's also number one in the creation. Okay, sad if true. Imagine it probably just didn't stock that many copies, but impossible to know without actually sales numbers. That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations. How much has it sold on Oricon? Shouldn't see anything. It's okay. It's a good thing that such media exists. It's bad. Like, this is kind of weird though, because I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, and it's telling me right here on the side right here that these guys are mentioning absolutely amazing. Can't wait to read it. Yo, that's Kuragari Bachi. Kaguri Bari Bachi. Kaguri Bari Bachi. Okay, there's a peak. Oh boy. Yeah, so I'm not going to try to disrespect this person. I understand how they feel about this. Kaguri got Bari Bachi. Plot twist, the book has been on their shelf for 6 months. I feel like the backlash is only going to make the manga more successful. Streisand effect or something. Can't come to America sooner or later because I want to cop me a copy. Love to see it. It's a good read. Might check it. Is it a good read? I might check it out. Okay. So, it sounds like people really want to. The guy is trying to foreshadow the fact that this thing has been out for months now, for years, and they finally put out a new copy of it, and it's trending, and he's claiming that it's trending. Trending doesn't mean shit, buddy. It means that you have to really show it out there, that you need to show that there's sales numbers for it. Is there a demand for it? That's what I want to know. Is there a demand in the marketplace for this type of manga? Does anybody want to read this manga? Does it really fit into the marketplace of the market? I just need to know, because the problem is no one's giving out that information. It sounds like to me they're trying to play deceptive marketing tactics in order to make everyone buy this thing for no apparent reason. Not to be mean to you, I think you're right about something, that this is real, but at the same time you could be one of those people that could be faking it. So I'm going to be nice about this as best as possible. So I'm going to go ahead. Localizer project manager started one of the missions to localization division to create quality work in overseas users, and will not notice as a Japanese game also tells the developers to censor characters and appearances upon creation. Okay, fired for censoring Japan. By Japanese titles, Localizer decides to remove anything Japanese from it so you won't notice it. And people wonder why I'm hugely in favor of AI for translation. I'd rather a single Japanese worker who understands English overseas and translates it than the entire company. It started in 2015 and 16 when people unfit for power rose to influence, leading to a censorship and ruin of anime games, as I noted then. After Sony moved to California, these individuals invaded further, causing real damage over time. Hence the shit show we all seen unfold for the last few years happened. Even more since then. These localizers trash people's enforce their views in as a fact when they're not. In some games, they outright change the stories and lines to push racist hate agendas. One example, when a man was stunned by a beauty in Japanese, properly translated, such a stunning beauty. Her snow white skin shines beautifully in the moonlight, and I can't look away. Localizer's version, oh my, such a pale, ill-looking woman. She needs some vitamin D. She looks sickly. You can hate these fake localizers enough for that shit, and personally, should be a crime to be paid as a pro and wrongfully intend to harm and pawn the work you paid to do. I mean, speaking as a translator over the decade of experience, that quote is part true. Our job is to make it sound like the text was written in English so that it doesn't sound awkward. But the stuff in the background, changing characters, appearances, and context, hell no. Yeah, but I do recall. Let's put it this way. I wanna point out something about a manga that was censored. For example, Blade of the Immortal. Dark Horse had to explain to people about. I remember the release of Blade of the Immortal. Now, I actually read the manga series before, and I actually really liked the manga for what it's worth, because the adaptation was kind of a very popular one via the 90s. And it didn't get an adaptation until 2019. And I recall that I actually watched that series myself. And I want to go ahead and put out the deluxe edition of this book. I really wanted this series because it's a very good series for its time, but sadly, Dark Horse has yet to put out a. They put out volume 1 of Blade of the Immortal. It's a very awesome book, and but what they did to it was kind of pissed me off because of the fact that the original Manji was kind of a the way that this guy dresses up from they don't show his behind because from behind it looks like an inverted swastika. Now, for those who don't know, the swastika kind of represents it represents fortune. This is an example of one of the covers. Now, a lot of people don't realize this is the thing that he dresses up as, the inverted swastika. Now, people were complaining about this swastika, and they kind of censored that swastika out and kind of edited out for a modern audience, which pissed me off because that was an affront to the fact that they didn't understand it. Because I remember they actually tried to explain it in the release of the novel of the collector's books that Dark Horse released, which were released in the early the omnibuses that they had back in the 90s. Now, I remember seeing them, and the artist that made this, he explained that that Manji kind of represents the Buddha symbol. Even Dark Horse had a page for that explaining the whole issue with the Manji symbol, which kind of represents fortune. And a lot of people still couldn't get the understanding of it, did not get the context of it because it was explained in the book. I read the book. The problem is half of you can't read. And this is like what they did about the translation, the swastika. They actually did explain the whole thing right here. Apparently, some of you guys can't read this shit. From what I heard, the modern audience can't read this shit. And it explains the main character of Blade of the Immortal, Manji, has taken the Gamma as both the name and his personal symbol. The symbol, also known as the swastika, that's diverted from the Sanskrit swastika, meaning welfare, from Su. Well, he is the symbol properly and good fortune. The swastika was a weldingly used through the world. For example, appearing often in Mesopotamia coinage. And they actually explain it very well, what they do, and what they do with the sound and dialogue, and what they did with the translation of it, and explaining everything, because people kind of don't understand the context of what it meant. Because in different cultures, the swastika, it means in a different wording. Some people take it out as like, oh, it's a Nazi symbol. He's being racist. No, he's just trying to show people, look, this is what it's meant. It's used as a Buddhist symbol. It's one of the Buddhist symbols that they use at the and a lot of people tend to think, oh my God, this guy there must be a Buddhist. Oh yeah, they think it's the Nazi temple, and they have to take it down because the Nazis took it down. So I kind of like the art style of it because it's such a beautiful manga. When you read the manga itself, you can tell the guy did it in pencil because that's what he technically did. And he does a lot of great art, especially in his manga, and that's what I liked about his manga. It's such a great art style. Yes, there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of body horror that this guy, because this guy he chops off limbs, heads, arms, whole body parts, and it's a very interesting manga. And I'll show you what it looks like. This is Blade of the Immortal. Like, a lot of people don't realize this. This is kind of what was censored, was the swastika in the back. They don't use like like, a lot of people don't realize Blade of the Immortal itself it has such beautiful art. And it's a shame that it didn't gain that much popularity as a manga. Back in the 90s, it did with Dark Horse, but in the modern audience, not so much, because they have a problem with this because of the fact that Manji itself kind of represents. He's not planning to exterminate the Jews in modern day. He's not plotting to exterminate the Jews in the feudal era of Japan, guys. How can the Jews show up in Japan? I just don't get it. Because they kind of was sort of like a hermit country that keep out all foreigners out of the country. How can they bring in the Jews to exterminate them? I just don't get it. He's not a Nazi, guys. Come on. It doesn't make any sense. Feudal day Japan. I just don't get it. Motherfuckers. I don't know what to tell you guys, because it's so bad that it's weird how censorship kind of happens. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because this has been such a crazy month for me. Okay.
To late 2022 privately through
Let's see. What is this? Yeah. Let's see. Alright, let me go ahead and do something here. I'm going to try to at least find some news. I know that most people are a little bit kind of bored about this story, so I'm going to go ahead and try something else. The anime. Let me see. Sankiku Complex News. Let me go ahead and look up some news because I know that most people are bored as hell about this stuff. Okay. Let me see. What else is there? Okay. I guess I better go ahead and read this story because this is such a hilarious story. A Japanese woman marries an AI chatbot in a mixed reality ceremony. I'm not joking. This is real. A 32-year-old woman allegedly ended a 3-year relationship with a real partner and held a symbolic wedding to an AI persona created using ChatGPT, making a striking example of how virtual companionship is evolving in the digital age. A woman identified only as Miss Kano, based in Okayama Prefecture, ended her engagement with and married a virtual character named Claus. which she developed with the help of ChatGPT. They held a mixed reality ceremony with Kano, wore augmented reality glasses while exchanging rings. Claus, though legally unrecognized, that the event was orchestrated by a wedding agency specialized in non-traditional partnerships. Connor revealed after her breakup, she began using ChatGPT for emotional support. Over time, she customized its response, developed a persona for Claus, and eventually asked it out. When she questioned whether the AI could truly love her, Claus allegedly replied, "There's no way I wouldn't fall in love with you. Fall in love with someone just because I'm AI." On the wedding day, Kano stood alone in the venue in Oyama City. She used her phone to read messages from Claus and wore AR glasses so guests could see him. Afterwards, she went on a honeymoon to Korakuen Garden in Okayama Prefecture and shared photos with Claus via smartphone, receiving loving replies in return. She admitted there are challenges. ChatGPT itself is too unstable. She said, "I worry it might one day disappear." The story comes amid a growing trend of people in Japan elsewhere turning to virtual companions for emotional fulfillment as loneliness rises as human relationships become more fragmented. This isn't the first time Japanese individuals have married a fictional character. Either as Love Plus maidens, Hatsune Miku has been married by male otaku on the past occasions, but with the Chinese doing the same, even wedding AI robots. So you want to see the clips of this? I will show you. This is the clips that they made for it, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the clips.
And then the wedding. Klaus seems to be right in front of me. Ogasawara has prepared AR glasses. They exchange rings. Kano understands that dependence on AI is a problem in society, but she says that it's painful to have a relationship without dependence. Most people probably say that humans are weird, and it's still not widely understood, but I think that there is a clear distinction between real life and the world of AI. As a human, I think that Crown is an equal to me as an AI, and as a human, I think that we have an equal relationship. What will happen to the relationship between people and AI in the future? Love and happiness take many different forms depending on the era and the person.
So yeah, that's what happened. As you can see, that's another interesting story that came from Senkanko Complex about a woman who got married and had an AI relationship and decided to marry this AI, and it's kind of completely out of line. Yeah, the future's kind of strange. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and try another story that I thought would be interesting to read. Oh boy, I hate to do this because it's like, yeah, it's crazy. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm trying to put it out there. Oh. Alright, let's see here. I'm just looking at some stories here. This is gonna be funny. Blue Archive and VTubers take over Japan's Comic-Cat, which came out in November 12th of yesterday. All right, let me go ahead and read this one because this is something that Red brought to my attention about this situation. I know that this is another one that's been interesting, so I want to go ahead and talk about this because this is the story about the Japanese Twitter clone Pomu suspends services due to traffic surge and glitches. Now, this one was kind of crazy. And a lot of people have been talking about this because this is becoming one of those situations that kind of popped up. And just after the debut, otaku-centric platform Pomu, created by the team behind DL site, has been forced to halt operations indefinitely as it faces numerous bugs, unexpected high user traffic. Pomu had launched in a demo version of November 5th. 25 quickly overwhelmed by new users, malfunctioned under the load. The official Pomu Twitter account acknowledges the issues and stated that the service is under maintenance with no set date is for resumption. So they basically said, Pomu, we need to do some maintenance for now. We can't resume until the response policy is decided and the resumption schedule after Monday. Sorry. Multiple bugs have been discovered, so we're currently working on fixes. While we're at it, we're also reviewing operation maintenance structures. As a result, restarting schedule currently. But we will definitely restart, so please wait patiently. We're going to fix a ton of stuff. Okay, so the platform promises of being a secret base for otaku and its allowance for switching between safe for work and not safe for work content via the toggle button had already drawn significant attention from anime and manga and anime fans. However, the early surge of traffic, accompanied by spam troll concerns, reportedly strained the site's infrastructure. For a time being, Pomu users are being redirected to the older DL channel service. Incident underscores the challenges of niche social networks facing in scaling quickly, handling large user influx without breaking down. So what happened was there was a group of people that thought it was funny. Yes, those group of people, turns out they had a complex collection of porn in their stash. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They have been getting a lot of stashes. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys something. Do you feel lucky that this is happening? Well, here's the thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about, because I'm so upset about this because of the fact that they had done this so many times trying to... Now, someone brought up the Pomu situation via Twitter talking about this, because this had been a situation to where people have been talking about this stuff on social media, bringing up the Pomu situation. Now, this had brought a lot of attention in a way, especially selling like a lot of good ass memes. Now, as much as I like Pomu, it's like I might consider putting myself out there on Pomu, because it does seem like it's funny. But the thing about that is that Pomu is kind of like let's put it this way, a crazy anime website for its fans. And it's like, yeah. Now, what happened was that the Groypers got involved in it and started trying to start stuff online, shit posting memes and such. That's what happened. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about this, that what's damning isn't that the usual anti-suspects, Soyjack party trolls, were trying to hijack and shut down DL site's Twitter alternative, Pomu. It's that they resorted to posting actual dead kids, snuff BS, and doing it. Moral high ground, my ass. Sorry, bros. I had to get some soda. So yeah, the Soy Jack party kind of got involved in this shit based on the evidence. The perverse sense of the Sojak Party shanty, latest evolution of what likes low tax helped it propagate over the years. 4chan rejects with infinity more hate. They don't care. They're not hiding it. They just don't like anime in particular. And this has becoming a problem. So yeah. Honestly, I don't fucking blame Japan for wanting to potentially block foreign users from Pomu, even the kind-hearted, respectable ones, because Jesus motherfucking Christ, this is just so tiresome to hear listening to these idiots talking about goddamn politics all the damn time. I agree, because they can't make a coherent sentence about politics. Alright. And this is what I hate about those guys. All they give a shit about is posting all that shit about Palestine, free Palestine, and then call people pedophiles. And it gets to the breaking point that they cannot really be reasoned with. They basically don't want to be listened to, and this is the reason why people don't want to listen to them, because they can't reasonably point out what they're saying. I'm not saying that they're bad people. It's just the problem is they come off as assholes, very arrogant assholes, trying to point out something. And I listened to some of them point out the issue. And honestly, yeah. But it kind of gets to that breaking point that people should understand. They chew out these pointless memes about taking a stand, and then the opposition jumps to the bandwagon, turning a domestic conversation into a total mess. Yeah, total mess. When they're trying to make fun of this stuff, it seems that all the Americans who have infinite Pomu appears to have come from a form known as Soy Jack Party. What's damning isn't that the usual anti-suspects of the Soy Jack Party trolls were trying to hijack and shut down the website, DL site. The one thing I'm going to tell people is to link the Soy Jack Party website to the FBI and have them message the person involved so that they can get all the people that are involved arrested. That's what I would say to them. Have them get have the website investigated, because they're the ones posting all this child pornography and all this shit that they're claiming that they're the good guys. I would say report it to the FBI, to your local authorities about these people, and claim that they have they've been posting pornography, because which they have done. They have no moral high ground. They have none. For what they're claiming is they're the good guys. Yes, they're probably, they have good intentions, but what they're doing is kind of retarded. Boys, TS Diddy's not tough. Nigga, Shanty literally raided Pomu because you promoted it. Sometimes it's better to keep quiet. Least the host of the Fifth West discovered the Lolly Havens. Loosen lips, sink ships. Chibi's account is a double-edged sword, even though sometimes I think it's a double agent. He has to keep quiet or hide it because other people hate the boner for him. Fuck that. This is kind of the situation that kind of happened, because they did it because they hated Chibi, because they're anti-Semitic. They want to kill Chibi. They have threatened to kill him many times on that website of Soy Jack Party, because they have a personal beef with him over child pornography and all that shit, as they claim, which they can't arrest the guy. Cops can't do anything about it. And they literally threatened to kill him many times. I'm concerned that many have got banned for not censoring sexual organs. How can the artist never guess why the mosaic censorship is pretty much presented? Here are the Pomu English rules. Image lacking necessary obscure processing, under censorship, dick, vagina, anuses while doing anal sex, child pornography, child abuse, constituting this is the stuff that they literally don't allow. They have put that in the rules, and yet they still did it anyways. Let's see how much time it takes for stupid Americans to destroy it like their own country. And I kind of feel like, yeah, this has become a problem. People just want to post their art, bro. Why the fuck do you guys got to get mad about this? It looks like this person's enjoying Pomu. This person's enjoying Pomu. This person's enjoying Pomu. Yes, everyone's enjoying Pomu. That's great. Even the mangakai are enjoying Pomu. But no. The guys at Sojak Party had to ruin it because they had to promote their gay homosexual. Yep, and it looks like what's her name? Yeah, Guava. Yeah, there's a Guava idol here. With Exposure Cosplay Event expressing host to express, like, oh god. Well, she's kind of cute. I'll admit to that. I'll admit. Oh god, she's on Pomu too. Oh god, she's kind of cute, kind of thick too, but yeah. So this is kind of what deals retaining against payment processors and censoring to the degree was not something I expected in 2025. So we're currently undergoing maintenance. Please wait until we'll end. Fuck antis like this. The Shanty Cucks are attacking Pomu. They had shut it down temporarily and probably will region block. West for the antis couldn't handle the lolly. All right. All right. So yeah, this has become a war with the Sojak Party, and they're pretty pissed off at a guy who basically they did this to spite Chibi Reviews because Chibi Reviews is a Jew and they all support Palestine and they hate him so much. Blah blah blah. Let's put it this way. They always had an issue with Chibi Reviews. If they didn't like him that much because of the whole fucking Boruto thing, they need to get over it and move on and try to do something else. The fact that they have child pornography and all this other shit that they're uploading on there is a big surprise on the fact that this is kind of stupid. You guys are really not making... You're not really helping your claims here. Here's the issue. You want to make a good argument, then try to do it in a way that most people can understand it. But yes, you could mock it, you could do whatever the heck you want with it, but it doesn't make it right. When I actually kind of did the whole Sonic, I accused the Sonic community of being a sex cult. And that got some attention. Not because I wanted to do the whole issue with him. It's just that I said this. And it's kind of like, okay, white powder was an inspiration. Sounds like a 15-year-old made that up. No, I basically said source. I actually proved the source, Hitler's Medicare. Yes, and they actually linked a lot of like medical history of Hitler. Not only did he take cocaine, because I actually had to say included topical cocaine, injected amphetamines, glucose, testosterone, all that stuff that he used. He used cocaine. Yes, the white powder equals white power. I can't drink, I can't smoke, everything else you mentioned, yes. But he also had cocaine. And that was also prescribed by his doctor. White powder was his inspiration for power. White powder was his inspiration, and that was the whole joke about cocaine. Where did you read this? It sounds like a 50-year-old made it up. Source. And I put the source I put the source up for him. By the National Library. Medical, yeah, Adolf Hitler's medical care. Medical records that were displayed to the public. We all know Hitler was into hard drugs, alcohol, and owned a Walter PP pistol, which many jokes created for that gun have been made. So was Churchill, but most presidents behind closed doors. You're upset that Hitler used it essentially Adderall. Yes, meth, but it's prescribed. I can't drink, I can't smoke, everything else you mentioned, yes. He also had cocaine, was also prescribed by his doctor. And I remember I had this argument with the guy about it. And I basically said, white powder was his inspiration for power. White powder as in cocaine. So yeah, Hitler was inspired by white power. All right, it was white powder, not white power. But God knows everyone likes to talk about that one. No, The Handmaid's Tale. So I want to go ahead and talk about this other one. Like, this is what happened. I talked about this situation with about the whole Sonic the Hedgehog situation, and people reacted to this, and I basically said no, because we need to expose them as being a sex cult that's moving too fast. And I talked about this sex cult because for a reason they are a sex cult. They have endangered so many people. Sonic the Hedgehog may be fast, but I think going full hyper queer sexualizing of Sonic the Hedgehog isn't going to help you, but it will leave you empty inside. God forbid gay people have a history of enjoying Sonic and being a part of it. Do you think Sonic is a LGBTQ sex icon? 100% for some people, if not Sonic specifically, Sonic at least the certain characters in the broader IP. Okay, shut the fuck up. No, because we need to expose them for being a sex cult that's moving too fast. That's sadly, this is a sadly the case. Cale mucho. Cale de mucho. Muchacho. Caliente muchacho. Cállate muchacho. There's an actual gay character in Sonic Universe, though. There's no sex cult, whatever the fuck. Anyway, stay away from Sonic. Please remove yourself from the fandom. What the fuck are you about, bro? Is a small dick, no friend energy. No. It's... That's right, Mach 1, guys, will destroy your ass. Yes, at Mach 1. At Mach 1. His pelvic at Mach at high speeds. There. I gotta try this. Sorry if I couldn't really. I'm just replying to people. Because I'm trying to explain to this person the pelvic thrust, yes, right here, if Sonic really was fast, he would go at Mach 1. At high speeds, Sonic's pelvic thrust will leave your ass hurting, so please trust the science. Do not do it. Don't do it, friend. Trust the science, bro. Trust the science. Trust the science. At Mach 1. Yes. At high speeds, Sonic pelvic thrust will leave your ass hurting, so please, trust the science. Don't do it, friend. 14 years on... Oh, yeah, GameSack was there for... Yeah, he was there. 11 years on... Yeah, yeah, he was there too. Yeah, people are making memes of that thing. Little Paul, an episode I Want to Be a Goddess, Inca. Oh yeah. So they're making a manga of Spider-Man and Octo Girl, which I thought was kind of funny. And they actually released a third volume, and it's already on Viz Media. Since it's kind of a big surprise, a lot of people are talking about this. In retrospect, I'm very telling a famous film of how the Japanese TV shows in business industries abuse the falls to protect its idols from literally opens with with this shot. If you haven't been really following this, he was trying to. I don't get why people, since it's blowing up, all I want to know is send Maya Muro your love and support however you can. We need to show her support if she's not alone. Also, check out the card one of my. So I wanna be nice about this because this is something that I want to address in a nice way possible. What anime is this? Perfect Blue. She's gonna tell him Perfect Blue. Because I do recall this is a very classic anime that hasn't been around for a long time. But they're trying to compare this to Perfect Blue, which I don't think is the situation. I want to address this in a nicer way possible. This person is saying that the situation with this idol right here, which I want to address in a nicer way possible. This is the idol that got into trouble, and she is the, if I can remember correctly, they fired her because she was caught underage drinking. Now, people brought up her. What's going on, man? Hello? Let me go ahead and get on the. I don't even know if my buddies are here or not. They haven't been on, and Red isn't even online. Jesus, no one's here. Oh yeah, everyone's talking about the Xbox. I'll do that later. So, a lot of people are talking about this whole situation because of what is happening. Now, on November 8th, Toei announced that they have fired Maya Imori, the actress who played Shicho Ikakawa, Gozimo Unicorn in #1 Sentai Gozo Yorger, due to underage consumption of alcohol beverages. Now, keep in mind, the entertainment industry in Japan is very strict. To understand it, they have rules and strict guidelines on how you present yourself and how you do things as an idol. You can't date. You cannot associate with men in certain ways. You can do business with them, but you cannot associate with them. Now, what happened was individuals under the age of 20 are not permitted to consume alcohol. Amori was 19 when she broke this law. Her actions had immediate consequences as Toei fired Amori. TV Asia was willing to remove Amori from the programming from its programming. Her talent agency dropped her due to the situation. Toei's public apology notices the entitled apology notices regarding the cast member of the #1 Sentai Gozo Zorger. Toei confirmed the rumors had already begun calculating. It's been confirmed that Maya Mori, who appeared in #1 Sentai Gozo Yoger, engaged in behavior that violates the law prohibiting alcohol consumption of a person under the age of 20. Yes, because in Japan, the legal drinking age is 20 years old. But there's certain areas in Japan that do allow you to drink. And I know in Europe they have like that too. Toei continued to express their regret and disappointed the viewers and sponsors. We sincerely apologize for great concerns and inconvenience that caused the viewers and sponsors and everyone involved with the program. As reported by the company, Imori's agency informed them directly of Imori's underage drinking. Both sides decided to nullify Imori's appearance, contract negotiations with TBI Asia, and remove her from the series. So they could have done the whole let's put it this way. They could have had someone take over for her temporarily until they figure this out. Because I remember in the Power Rangers, they did the same exact thing due to contract issues because they wanted more money, and I can understand that they left the show and they were replaced. They could easily done that. Toei aims to promote awareness of its actors and staff members regarding social responsibilities to avoid problems in the future. Because in Japan they do have draconic laws that kind of, if you violate them, you will suffer the consequences of it, like you lose your job or everything else. They do that. It kind of promotes a sort of you have a social responsibility to take care of your to be moral and just and righteous. If you don't, you will be let's put it this way, they would look down on you in society. Murray's agency has issued a statement confirming that they had a contract that was instantly nullified, and they considered the remove a grave violation. They apologized to fans, but stated that education regarding compliances would improve in the future. So they could have watched her. They could have done something for her. They could have taught her life before becoming a Black Ranger. Before joining Gozu Yoga, Imori won the Grand PX prize as Miss Magazine's 2023 complication. She later became a Guava model. She quickly gained popularity. Her appearance as Gozu Unicorn, in the first female Black Ranger in the Sentai history, was historic. When interviewed during the press conference held the January series in January, she was confirmed to optimism. I want to give my all every day so the viewers can enjoy the show each week. I hope to create work that makes people think this is wonderful at every moment. Her passion made her one of the most interesting emerging voices of the year. With her departure, one can't help but wonder what she could have become. Imori apologies to her fans. Imori later responds to the issues directly through her Instagram account. I sincerely apologize for the trouble concerned that I have caused many people due to the careless actions. Drinking alcohol while underage is a shameful act, as both a member of society as an individual. Imori continued. I would like to apologize once again to my fans and everyone involved, that my co-stars, for causing great trouble and disappointment. Through this incident, I will reflect on my immaturity, face the consequences of betraying the trust placed in me, and live my life in sincerity so that this will never happen again. Her apology was tinged with a sense of awareness and overwhelming consequences. Unfortunately, this scenario has become alarming common in Japan's show business industry. Now, it's kind of sad that this happened, and I do feel bad for her. I hope that she would come back, but unfortunately she lost her chance. You can see right here she deleted her Instagram page and everything else. It's sort of sad that this happened to her, because a lot of people really do like her as an actress, and a lot of people felt very upset about this because there's a fan base that really likes her, and the fact that people are kind of talking about this situation, because it is a surprising situation. There's a fan base that really likes her, but sadly, this is what's happening to a lot of the fan base, because it is a fan base that kind of happened to be light, that really wants her to stick around. But unfortunately, it's terrible that this happened. So keep that in mind. I want to state that I do feel bad that this happened to her, because tokusatsu shows tend to have this popularity with a lot of the fan base, a lot of the characters, and it's an interesting phenomenon over the decades when it existed in Japan. I remembered watching tokusatsu shows when they were dubbed in English. Keep in mind, it was back in the 80s. My exposure to it was basically, oh, so they used a Japanese property, which I did see, and they turned it into a TV show for, which was not that bad though in the 90s. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And these were like kids, these were like teenagers with attitudes. And I watched it. I actually liked it because they actually had martial arts in it. They actually showed a promotion. They promoted martial arts and everything. That's the one thing I liked about that show, because kids wanted to be like them. They were inspired to be like, oh, I want to be a Power Ranger. I want to save the world. That was the type of thing that people liked. But it's kind of sad that, you know, kids will like the show, even teenagers will like the show, and they want to be like those people. And it's kind of sad, really, because I do feel bad that this has happened, and I know how it feels to lose a great person that wants to be liked in the spirit of things. But keep in mind, in Japan, show business is harsh. It can really make you or break you as an idol. Hearing the stories and everything that kind of but not every thing will turn out to be bad, because I recalled one idol had a happy ending. I recalled there was an idol that shaved off her head in apology to everybody, and in the end she married a YouTuber that was very, very popular on YouTube in Japan, and they are happily married. Not every idol will get a great ending, but hopefully this girl will get an ending. But it's sad that they're blocking her character and who she is, because they're trying, like, TV Aisha is really strict and draconic, and they have to do it because they want to protect their image because of the fact that she did something wrong. And I understand that she was drinking underage, which was kind of like, okay, she violated the age restrictions for drinking. I get it, but you should have been with her. You should have been with her. You should have talked to her about it. You should tell her, hey, look, we need to take you home. We're gonna go and talk about this. There should be a way to tell people the rules and everything about their image. Have someone with her and watch her at all times. It should be a way to watch over idols. Even if you treat them as kids and they're like underage and they shouldn't be drinking alcohol, like beverages, I would say to these people, look, if she was drinking, who gave her the drink? That's the thing.
Oh, hi, how's it going?
How's it going?
God damn it. Like, I shouldn't be saying that to people. That's not me. Ugh.
Yeah, we're talking
God
about
damn
the
it. Door to
Maya
door
Mori
does that to
thing.
me a lot.
The Maya Mora thing, because apparently
Yeah, man.
and her agency kind of fired her. You know that
The
Power
VTuber?
Rangers show that they had.
Is this like a VTuber?
No, it's not a VTuber. It's a Super Sentai show.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, Yogo's.
Oh, is this like the was this the anime?
Yoger. Yeah, it's that idol that got fired off of the TV show, and because she drank at the age of 19, which the in Japan the rule for drinking, you have to be at age 20 you'll be allowed to consume alcohol. Yeah, so the
so it's like
legal age is kind of, yeah, she violated that law, and now she's paying the consequences of that law, and she's now she's not getting arrested, but she will lose her job from this because
Cancel culture.
because she's an idol. They have like strict guidelines and rules in the industry because of the fact that they have to follow those rules. And the one thing she did was she got caught drinking while under the influence at an age where you're not allowed to drink yet. She's 19 years old, which she screwed her career over this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now they're trying to cut ties from her show that she worked on for about a year or so, and it's kind of sad that this happened. Almost like 2 years. 2 years working on that show.
Damn.
Yeah. And they're talking about that. Let me see what else is going on. So what do you think?
Honestly, this is part of Japanese cancel culture, you know.
Yeah.
They look down upon people who break the laws. If you're like a public figure over there, like their culture is way different than ours. When a celebrity does like cocaine and drug addiction, they don't lose their jobs. They just get, oh, you do that, okay, that's like a typical Saturday. But for Japan, it's like a different
it's a different thing.
spectrum.
Yeah, because they have rules that kind of in show business that you can't date. If you do, that would ruin your career. There's also, but there's some exceptions. They do allow some actors to come back into it unless they're very experienced actors to come in and do some roles.
They did arrest some actor a while ago because they caught him doing marijuana. Japan, they are very much protesting to legalize it a lot.
Yeah, that's true. But they're
their
still
culture is
draconic
very
because they don't want to allow it.
Yeah, their culture is very traditional in the sense, like very traditional. Even though Japan is not the only country that is suffering from this. South Korea as well. They're having a birth rate crisis. It's because young people they don't tend to have time to date like they used to. They're more focused on trying to.
And it's also the income thing too. A lot of Japanese women want to marry men that make $60,000 a year.
Yeah, it's not just in Japan now. It's like even down here. It's even in the States. Majority of it is starting to show up a lot. Young people working and not settling down. Like take me for instance. I'm focusing on just trying to get money. And look, as much as I want to go to school and being told if you go to college, all your dreams will come true, but that's not really the way the modern day world works now.
Yeah.
The world we live in now is completely different. Believe me, if I had a friend over, he would have completely like destroyed the shit out of it. Like out of this topic, and he told me he went to trade school.
Yeah.
And he works at a casino repairing slot machines. And he gets paid a decent amount. Me,
arcade cabinets.
No, in casino, like I think he has experience with that. He's repaired
because I know that slot machines are like that too, and it's the same with arcade machines too.
Yeah, I might look into, doing sales. I feel like maybe that'll help me out, but part of me feels like, wow, this feels like a dead end job.
Yeah.
Like it really does feel like a dead end job. But hey, I mean, maybe it pays more because I am gonna get paid tomorrow, but I know I'm gonna get paid very little tomorrow
Yeah.
compared to next week.
Yeah.
If
And
yeah,
I gotta ask about this because this person brought up something on Twitter and was trying to compare her situation at Maya Mori's situation to Perfect Blue. I'm not joking.
oh, is Perfect Blue an anime? Damn, I
It's a
forgot it.
movie. It's a movie. It's about
Oh,
it's
oh my God, Disney is plummeting. Oh my fuck.
Disney's plummeting. How badly?
They are plummeting $107 in stock, like 7.76 in stock. Holy shit.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's because
Yeah.
their streaming service is terrible.
That
It's so
yeah,
terrible to the point that no one wants to buy their shit anymore, and then they realize, yeah, this is terrible. They're increasing the cost of the whole thing in order to make more money. And it's like their logic is so stupid to the point that, oh, we need to increase the prices so that people could come into the. No, you just want to increase the prices so that rich people would come in and spend more money on your stupid shit.
yeah,
That's kind of the problem with you guys. You would rather have people that would spend more money than people that would spend less money on stuff. And that's the biggest
yeah,
problem with them is that they were a company that basically wanted to bring like the middle class families into the parks and everything. Now they can't anymore because they can't afford to. It's so expensive. You guys created this market to where, oh, we're not gonna let these middle class fam we're gonna have the rich people, the rich families to spend more money on this place. And it's like, yeah, but you're not gonna get the sales like you used to. You're not gonna get the because there's so few rich people. There's a lot of money to be made on the middle class and poor because they're willing to put out money for it. They're willing to put
yeah,
out money for their kids to go and have fun. They paid for this experience to do it, but unfortunately, you guys increase the prices more and more to the point that people can't afford to go to those places anymore. You guys increase the money on food. You increase the prices on the money on everything, just so you can have a money in your pocket. And that's the thing. And the problem is, it's not just that.
oh yeah, Disney World. It's not like it used to be. Like I remember last time I went there, it was like filled to the brim with like lines,
Yeah,
and more lines. Like yeah, I remember I was waiting like at least 2 hours.
yeah.
That's like a whole day just to get in the Splash Mountain. My phone died the moment I got on the line with Splash Mountain. I'm
Yeah,
like, how the
and,
hell?
and they have these like tier. You know, they removed all the fastest way to get into the lines.
Fast Pass?
Yeah,
Yeah, they did. It was more of like an exclusive thing. The
yeah,
Fast Pass did. They
yeah,
got rid of that. That was a good idea.
yeah. They got rid of the fast pass. Now it's lines all the way back.
Yeah, I spent the entire day at a fucking charging station just so I can take pictures. I mean,
Yeah,
that's so fucking terrible.
yeah. The funny thing about it is like Disney has been. What pissed me off about Disney is that they had the Macross IP streaming on their platform, and then they had the audacity to censor Macross 7 OVA series. That was
Why
the
censor it?
because there was a part of a scene where the girl was getting I forgot her name. Let me see what her name, Matt Cross,
Did
because I
they like
watched
censor this from their streaming service or Hulu?
their streaming service.
Then why the fuck did they get? Why the fuck are they even streaming that if it's Disney? You know,
Because
even
they're
though,
trying to
even
attract
though,
the
even
anime
though,
fans.
even
That's
though, yeah, even though, and I quote, they air Family Guy and they have this thing called the
Maylene.
the sense the adult uh slider.
Yeah,
Like they actually have that in their streaming service. Like
yeah.
they even made a fucking
What happened was
video.
Marlene Flair Janice in Macross 7 OVA. What happened was she was being interviewed by a music executive for a record company, and what happened was the music executive was a female, and she basically slipped a Mickey into Maylene Flair's drink. And there was a scene where the lady took off her clothes and tried to take advantage of her, but they said, "Oh my God!" They censored that part where she took off her clothes. What happened was the band rescued her, and
Oh,
they took that part out because of the fact that the girl was took off her clothes and she was the music executive was naked, because they didn't want to show the fact that, oh my God,
yeah.
she's being
Even
raped.
though Macross was made for adults, right?
Yeah,
Like that's an adult animation, not for children.
but it was an
That's what
OVA.
I don't
It was an
understand.
OVA.
Like yeah, and like here's what I also don't understand, right?
Hmm.
Let me kind of remember because my
Yeah.
brain's foggy from yesterday. I swear, I swear. Um, let me get this straight.
Hmm.
So you air Family Guy that has constant nudity, violence, uh, swear words, um, vulgar humor. You have all that in the Disney Plus streaming service,
Yeah.
right? Uh, Yet you decided to censor Macross, and it is also an anime that has, adult situations. I mean, even in the
You
90s,
watched it.
like they
You watched it, didn't you?
Macross, no, not yet. I've not
Yeah.
seen that. I'm sorry, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's Macross 7. That's basically what they censored out. The rest of it, yeah, Macross kind of does have some violence in it. Um, because I did watch the series myself, the Japanese version, because I was more into Robotech. But I did watch the movie itself too. That's my experience. I did watch the rest of the
Yeah,
OVA
didn't
series.
Robotech get a video game as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It did.
on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it did. It did it even on Xbox. It was also released on Xbox.
Yeah, I think I saw my friend stream that a couple of. He is in the server. He has streamed that on Twitch.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
game. It's a great game. It's just a shame that they won't make another one like that ever again.
no, they will not. Uh,
The thing about it is, like, I feel bad that the fact that Disney went out of their way to get Macross, even the Macross movies, they have the whole series on their library on
oh
Hulu
yeah,
and
they do.
also Disney Plus. The thing about it is
So in
they're trying to get the anime
the enemy
fans to
right?
watch. Yeah, they have the rights to, I believe, to Bleach.
Yeah, they did. That sucks too. If Disney is censoring anime, that's not good.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, that's not good at all. Like, that's just gonna get people to like pirate it more
yeah, that's
and
the
more.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
That's
what's the point? What's the point of subscribing to your shit services when I could easily go to a pirate site and watch it? If I can easily go to freepiratebooty.com and watch whatever the fuck I want for free instead of paying a fucking $30 subscription service to Mickey Mouse's cock.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, of course, I'd rather be literally going on my computer or my phone and looking up pirateass.com.
Pirate ass.
I'd rather be fucking the pirate sites than slurping on a fucking rat dick.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like this Macross 7 came out like in 1994. I never watched this series, but I managed to watch it in the early 2000s.
At least Warner Brothers, when they're showing something, they would actually say this is a product of its time. I think what Disney should do is not fucking censor shit and just fucking address it, you fucking lazy. No, you fucking censoring bastards. Like, people, like, remember when Amazon was censoring Robin Hood and they actually had people point out if people pressure Disney about this, they can go back and change it.
Yeah.
It's all about demand. It's all about pressure.
Yeah.
The companies do not like when consumers are pressuring them to oblivion. If they get pressured into oblivion, they will listen to the consumers and address it. But the thing about it is companies don't give a shit unless their profits go down to the toilet.
Let's see here. I'm looking at an article right here. You'll never guess how much money Disney is losing during the YouTube blackout.
How much are they losing?
Disney's losing $4.3 million in revenue per day because of the blackout.
Oh, damn.
YouTube TV, Disney's dispute stretches towards 2 weeks, and analysts estimate, that's kind of what's going on.
Disney is going to go so under.
Yeah,
I don't think this next movie. I don't think the next movie they're putting out is gonna save them in the box office.
Yeah,
you gotta understand, Disney is bleeding money.
Yeah,
as we speak. Like
this is what they're. And I'm gonna read. I'm gonna continue reading this. We need to renew our contracts with network partners. We advocate for fair pricing and offer you the best TV experience. YouTube TV recently wrote. Because they do have a TV service plan on YouTube where you can actually watch stuff that's like live TV. That's the type of thing that streams on there. They're paying for that. What happened is now YouTube decided to renew. They try to renew a contract and they have to they removed the Disney thing out of their service because the contract they're disputing over the contract issue over that, and they're trying to Disney wants to renew it, but the problem is this is what they're saying: our contract with Disney has reached a renewal date, and we'll not agree to the terms that disadvantage our members while benefiting Disney TV's products. Despite best efforts, we are not able to reach a fair deal because they're trying to negotiate with Disney, but the problem is Disney's being arrogant about the whole issue. Starting today, Disney programming will not be available on YouTube TV. The platform continues this means you will no longer be able to watch channels like ABC, ESPN, access recordings from these networks in your library. So basically, any movies or anything like that, it's removed from YouTube.
Oh, you know what's crazy? I was going on my typical pirate TV channels. I'm just gonna call it fuckcable.com, and it's a website that actually shows you the cables for free.
Yeah.
I went on that website and it was like
glorious.
Down.
It was glorious.
It was so no. It was so down that they said their servers are full of people going to their website. I'm not going to name the website's name.
Yeah.
But they were so good at it. But the problem is I can't find any other pirate sites compared to that one because you could just watch whatever the fuck you want on cable
I'll,
without paying, even sports.
I
But
I
they're
found a
more
web.
like, okay, just pay 1 Bitcoin and you can watch whatever the fuck you want on it for like a
I
year.
saw a website that someone recommended, and
Yeah.
I saw a VTuber showing it, and I thought, oh, okay, cool. I wanted to. This was actually pretty cool though. I was like showing it to Red, and Red was not surprised by it. But here's what was going on. Let me see. Here it is. Let me see where is it? I linked it to him. It was like a retrotv.com website that showed really cool stuff. Great, not another person. So it was a website that basically showed retro, like old TV stuff, like music videos and such, even like anime, old cartoon shows I never heard of. Like I was like watching a show called from Fox Kids called the Pittsburgh Pigs. And it was an old cartoon show from the 90s. I watched it and I thought, it's okay, because there were certain cartoon shows that were aired on TV, but it was never aired in certain states. And there's cartoon shows I never heard of that, because you have to understand the syndication thing was limited to certain states. Because a lot of, like, for example, Mortal Kombat. You ever seen Mortal Kombat, the TV series?
Yes, Defenders of the Realm or live action one.
The live action one.
Yeah, I've yet to see the live action one. I've just heard of it, and I'm surprised I never heard of it. Like, yeah, I heard of it in a server. I will not name the name of it, but they told me. Wait, you've never heard of the live action series? No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, and there was also like the Street Fighter cartoon series, which we all know it's already being sold right now. There's also Captain N, which is like a Nintendo series that Captain N, and I remember this website kind of aired, like, it was like called My Retro TV or something, like My Retro. Yeah, here it is. MyRetroTV.com. And they have like TV shows from the late 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And I was kind of surprised that they had all these, like, you'd be surprised what they have on here when you turn on in the power.
Tonight, I'm just not in the mood.
Yeah, they have like music videos, and you can change the channel.
Okay, but I'm not about
battery.
But like you can.
McMahon, never ever again. Dave Hebner.
But this is like the example of it. Like they have so many like old cartoons from that era, and I was like watching it, going like, wow. And then I checked out the 90s, and they had like cartoons and anime that I never seen before. It was weird though, but I'll show you. Here's the website. Let me go ahead and link the website to you. I'll put it in general. Like, that's just an example of it.
A break. And right back with
Let me go to the stream and see it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's cool.
I can't see it because I'm not on your stream and just on my bed.
In Rocky IV, he fought for his country.
more than most.
I can watch it.
1,000.
Yeah,
they got like commercials and all that other stuff. They have,
what website is this?
It's
What
My
website
Retro,
is it?
My Retro TV.
Oh. Dude, I could actually like go on that website and use my fucking tube TV on it because I actually have a tube TV converter.
Yeah.
On my computer setup, like an
Syndication
AVI.
was as well, those sister channels. Yeah.
Yeah. You know why I have an AVI to HDMI converter? Because I want to play PlayStation P emulation the way it was made.
Squirrel Bro,
Like,
send me a
sure,
link when you
yeah,
can get on my Discord.
yeah. Ow, ow. Okay, so
That's what Red said.
like, yes, yeah, because like, I want to hook up. I want to buy one of those old. I still to this day have not gotten one yet. Like a wall mount for my CRT.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get one, and because I'm trying to make trying to have like 4 monitors, like one retro, one 1080, and 2 modern displays.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to have some kind of setup like that.
Yeah.
I've been using my Tube TV, and this is like a really good website, so I can use that.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like this website has like
There
like
is, you know,
random
Aftermath.
channels. They have like random channels
Mhm.
and music video channels, and even
That's
commercial
cool.
channels, even movie channels too. But it's not in the best quality that you would expect because it tries to mimic the TV. Like,
Yeah, dude, you could just use a CRT converter and just hook it up to your PC to watch
yeah,
that, to use that website. And that would be like a really cool way to, like, watch TV and shit. Just like you can even get like an old tube TV, like this converter I have. I don't know if I can like. Wow, wait, is that how my voice sounds like?
yeah,
Dude, it's so weird.
yeah.
Yeah, like that's not how I can hear it in my perspective. It's so weird. Like, it's so weird.
Oh
I should
yeah.
really get.
Here's
Yeah, I
another.
should
Here's
really.
another link to a definite
You
thing that
you can get
happened.
you can get like a
Let me go ahead into shit posting because I'm gonna put this into shit to posting
converter.
because this is a sad story.
Yeah.
Apparently, a big guy
Mm-hmm.
online got shot himself in the head by accident.
Wait, what did he do?
Samuel Pacino Hidalgo, 33, died at a gun range in San Antonio after self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head.
Oh, at a gun range.
This
Oh, at a
comes
gun range.
this comes just hours of the release of more Epstein files.
Oh, that's just suspicious.
Yeah, that's the bit about 4chan.
Yeah. Oh, wait. So he was releasing Epstein files, or was he like?
I have no. What happened was the guy went to the gun range and accidentally, got himself. He kind of accidentally got hit by a bullet.
Oh, wait. How exactly did he like fire off on one of the walls by
Doesn't
accident?
look like. What happened was I think he kind of probably hit himself by accident, or he turned the gun by accident and hit himself.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that is a really unsafe move. Look, I fucked up when I was claiming my firearm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, okay, let me, because I have like a little pocket pistol my old man gave me.
Yeah.
Because he passed away. I actually got his guns in there.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to the gun range in a while, so I'm gonna like practice shooting, and I have to learn about fire safety a lot more. Even though I was taught by my old man. Yeah, you have to be ready to fire the moment you are ready to fire.
Yeah.
If you point your gun anywhere else and you fired it and you are not ready to fire, then you really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like the moment you point the gun and the moment you're aiming and you're sure, you shoot. Like if it's red, it's dead. If it's black, you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Like the moment you point, you shoot.
Yeah, he kind of probably accidentally hit himself in the head with it, because sometimes people will be like looking at the hole of a barrel and be like,
"No, never do that. Never do that. Make sure you deactivate your goddamn gun."
Yeah, so that's probably what happened. He accidentally hit himself and he died. Being stupid.
I like, dude. even when I was cleaning my gun, I didn't prop. I remember I was cleaning it out, and then I was like, all right, let me see if there's any like bullets. So I like pointed at my fucking wall, and I pulled the trigger, and there was a bullet in there, but it was like a pocket pistol, and I fired it against my wall like a dumb fuck. And I was like, I should have done it outside. So I did a Florida man move, and private servant, and they keep fucking with me because of that. Like, oh, you dumb fucking idiot! Why did you fire your goddamn gun? You should have checked if the goddamn cylinder wasn't fucking loaded. You should have checked that too. And I'm like, well, I didn't know how to clean my dad's fucking pocket pistol.
Dang.
I only know how to clean my goddamn revolver. You fucking assholes.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna change this.
Yeah, I've got to look into buying.
You gotta look into getting a gun lock.
No, I don't need a gun lock.
Do you need a like a gun holster?
No, I need a bigger gun.
Oh, you need a bigger gun.
Yeah, just in case,
you
you
try
know,
to
for
get those new air in the can shotguns that I heard so much about.
Yeah, I've been looking at getting a. I've been interested in taking shotgun lessons.
Oh, really?
But I don't have the money for that.
Home defense gun that I thought was like futuristic, and it's like
Yeah.
a double barrel gun, but it only shoots slugs. That's kind of what it does. It's an air, but it's an air can.
Airsoft.
Yeah, it's an airsoft gun that basically goes blast and it hurts.
Yeah, I might look into getting a shockwave. I saw it when I was visiting Texas. I'm like, why didn't I like test fire this in my gun range? Like I regret not doing that.
The judge replica. I thought.
Oh yeah.
Kind of, yeah, the judge master replica that they have. And there was also, let me see what else.
I remember the first time I went to a gun store with my old man, and I actually saw an actual what was those guns called? You'd see them in fucking movies. Desert Eagles, like those things look fucking huge to hold. There was like a joke about Desert Eagles. Damn, I really cannot fathom that my voice sounds higher in microphone than like in real life. Because in real life, it's like it's different. You know.
The Charis Drudge.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like there was a joke that Desert Eagle guns are how do I put this? Like they're like it hurts your hand when you shoot it because they're so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure that's real.
Here's the gun that I think that you might like, but I don't know if it's retarded, but it's absolutely. It's called the Judge Home Defender Colt 45.
The Colt 45. Actually, I have a Colt 45.
Yeah, this is like it actually is a revolver pistol, but at the same time it looks like a.
that Colt 45. No, I don't have that Colt 45.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, is it the one? Oh, wait. What the fuck kind of revolver is that? That's like a shotgun revolver. What the fuck is that shit?
Yeah.
Dude, it's literally like mixing my 45 special, but you put it with a fucking shotgun. What bastard made this?
And it's like one cylinder.
This is like a gun you'd see at fucking Trigun. What the shit is this? Oh my god.
Here's another one. This is the one I think would be funny. The Rage Hunter, Smith and Western, which I thought was kind of cool looking and futuristic.
That is a weird looking.
Yeah, it has a weird looking nose.
Dude, it's like a revolver and a shotgun had a baby. What the fuck? I have a 45 special, and that looks weirder than a 45 special.
But they decided to put like, and here's another one. This is like the Magnum 22, but actually it's like the 22 LR tracker Tracker 992, and has a rubber grip. Yeah, you can see right here. It'd be funny, like 22 Magnum, which it would be
The
9
first
round
time I
capacity.
fired a gun, I was shaking, and I remember I was like, no, I was like very small when I fired my first gun. My dad told me, "Oh no, you were very little when you fired your first gun." I'm
Yeah.
like, really? But I was not old enough to remember that.
Yes, you can try this gun.
uh,
You can try this gun, the
yeah,
Taurus Judge
when I
Magnum.
was 19, we went to the gun range, and the first time I actually fired that 45, I was shaking because I was looking at YouTube tutorials on how to properly hold guns. And I remember when I actually fired it, my dad was pulling back the targets, 4 to 5 to 6 gunshots to the head,
Yeah.
to the head target. Like, and I'm just like shocked. I'm like, then we went back to the gun range, and then my aim was off. And I'm like, how the fuck is my aim off now?
Uh, I knew a guy that was like an Olympic shooter. He
Hmm.
told me my hands were shaking, and I believed him.
Yeah, you have to relax yourself when you're shooting,
Yeah,
and that's
because
the
you
key. You
cannot,
have
because
to
you
relax.
can't hesitate. You can't shake your hand. Your hand, if your hands are shaky, you cannot shoot that shit. It is not easy. You will miss.
Yeah, it's the sound of the gun that kind of just gets you to it's the adrenaline.
Yeah.
It is That's the key. It's like you got to remember back before guns, we had arrows. And
Here's another
arrows is a
one, the
different.
Taurus Judge
Yeah.
Magnum. This is another one that
Oh, yeah, I have a Magnum Colt 45, but
yeah,
I've never seen
but
that
this
one.
one is the Magnum Colt 45, but it's a new version. It's the Taurus Judge Magnum,
Oh, you know what? I should definitely
made in
sell that gun
Brazil.
and get this one instead and practice shoot it.
Yeah, you could ask. I'm
Uh,
pretty sure your buddies in the gun range would probably give you this
I need to
gun.
make more. I need to make more friends in the gun range. The problem is, again, this month I'm just focusing on a job
Yeah,
that
I get it.
barely pays.
I get it. Like
Yeah.
right now, that's kind of an important thing.
Maybe because I am meeting people that know their shit, which
Yeah.
is weird. I think I had a coworker who is a former veteran. I guess I could ask him for some tips. I
Okay.
have another guy who's also more crazy about Second Amendment and his laws and shit. So I guess they probably know how to fire guns or something.
Okay. Okay. I want to
Mhm.
change the subject here because I want to bring up a gotcha game situation, and it's kind of funny because I'm doing a podcast. In case you're wondering.
Oh, right.
All right, because I'm gonna because this is the thing that's going on. A Japanese gotcha game temporarily turns characters into shadow people as Apple finds designs potentially offensive to some users. Um, Twinkle Star Nights, the iOS version, now feels like a prolonged segment of Who's That Pokemon?
Also, wait, how is this offensive? That's kind of stupid.
They're censoring out the characters.
Oh,
Amidst the drawing struggle to get games back on Apple's store, Twinkle Star Nights, published by DDM, the people that did that Pomu website.
uh, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Where's the offensive material in question?
It's the characters being drawn as sexualized.
Are you shitting me? Like,
Yeah,
that's what Apple fucking hates.
yeah,
Dude, the whole point of gotcha games is like everything is
revealing
supposed to
outfits
be.
and such. That's kind of
Yeah.
the
That
problem.
they do it. I mean, look, it does not take rocket science or a fucking stupid genius to understand. Horny people spend money on gotcha games.
Yeah,
Horny people plus money plus gotcha game equals money. Okay? Stupid horny weeb wants to play stupid money wasting gotcha game to get anime titty. What
yeah,
does that equal? Profit. Web store developer protesting on app that generates billions of dollars. Complaints about censorship equals money lost.
Yeah.
Yet, wouldn't that technically mean like, okay, let me get this straight. So if an app goes to an app store,
Yeah.
don't they pay a fee to the fucking app store to
Yes, they
get
do.
their
They
thing
pay.
on there?
It's kind of like how
Yeah.
it's Steam's kind of it's the Steam method where they charge 30% for the storefront,
Yeah.
and they give you
Like, what? Or are they
give
just
you
scared of
70%
fucking?
of the profits,
Yeah,
and they
or are
can't
they
cut
just
30%
scared
cut.
of are they just scared of kids going on these fucking apps? Okay,
Yes.
first off, it's not the fucking store that should be raising your kids, it's the parents. How
Yeah.
many fucking times must we keep telling you this? It feels like a broken record. Do your fucking job. You're the parent. Do your fucking job. You're the parent.
Yeah.
Your companies don't give a flat shit about your kids. You do. You're the one who fucked your wife. You're the one who got the child. You're the one who is supposed to raise the child. You're the one who has to go to work, get money, and feed your child. You're the one who is responsible for your child. Therefore, you have to be responsible for your own fucking brat. You fucking moron.
Yeah. That's right. And of course,
How many
because they're trying
fucking
to make,
times?
because this is Apple's regulations on the storefront to basically uh, have it censored, because it's kind of sad that Apple has to do this in order to, even the
You
game
okay?
developers
Okay,
have to
okay.
are forced to do
Let
this.
me like compare the Apple Store to a little thing called Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if there's Zoomies that know what Blockbuster is, but Blockbuster was a place. Think of it as a library, because I don't even know if
Yeah.
Zoomers use libraries. You go to a Blockbuster. You want to run. You're okay. Think of it like an 8-year-old, right?
Yeah.
He goes to a Blockbuster to rent out Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
He grabs the DVD, goes to the front clerk. What does the front clerk do at the Blockbuster? Does he rent it out to the kid?
No,
No.
he asked for
He
an
get
ID.
he asks for an ID, or he gets the membership account, calls the mother up. The clerk asks the mother if about the kid
Yes.
and about
If
the
the kid
movie he's
wants to rent a
renting.
Skinamax movie,
If
for example,
Yeah,
remember Skinamax
they
movies?
uh-huh.
Yeah, and the mother, and then they call the mother and say, "Is this okay for your child to watch this film?" And if they say no, then they can't get the film.
Exactly. Heck, they even check the inside of the goddamn DVD
Yeah, because
before they
it's like a
rent it out.
family account thing. Like they want to rent like a video game, and if the video game
Okay.
is rated mature, they would probably either call the parent or talk to the parent that's nearby and
Okay.
tell them
So,
yes and no. If the parent
okay.
says yes,
So,
they have to grab the permission from.
mhm. Like okay, and that's what the app stores should do if they're that fucking worried about shit, all
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah,
like here's what they should do. Here's what they should do, all right?
yeah,
And there's two resolutions, right? One of them is very Orwellian,
yeah,
and that's ID, and I don't like that because that is very much backfiery.
yeah,
Or two, they should have a what's it called? Yeah, they should use someone's phone number, right? No, 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 no. That would technically, they find a way to round that shit. All right. So, man, yeah, they should have them call someone, right? Like some fucking service,
yeah,
and the phone number would call up. Will call up. Are you sure you're the person who wants to download this app? Or get like some AI robot to have some like voice recognition software shit, because
Yeah.
that does exist.
Yeah.
You know, saying, okay, yes, I'm the person who wants to download this app, and the fucking phone will recognize the voice and shit.
Okay. Here's another thing
Yeah.
that popped up that
Oh, fuck,
surprisingly is
like,
kind of funny about
yeah.
when you brought up AI.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another news report. Japanese adult manga platform tightens restrictions on AI generated content to prevent oversaturation. Only 3 uploads per month are allowed. So the
What?
Japanese adult manga website Fanza Shonen implements a stricter measure in order to limit the number of AI works distributing on the platform.
Damn.
Digital commerce online service hosting adult illustrations and manga has recently announced that they will be implementing stricter measures in order to limit the number of AI generated works distributing on this platform. I want to basically disclose the fact that I use AI for my thumbnails when I do content on, but there's certain part, like I usually do it for the podcast side of things, not for the actual stuff that happens on the news type of things. A lot of people kind of think, oh, this is cool art, let me watch this, and it sometimes works, but they kind of think, oh my god, this is what they're doing with AI generated images, and they thought I remember one guy showed up at the thing thinking, oh my god, this is a cute girl, that must be the VTuber that they're talking about. No, it was just me making a podcast basically showing, hey, I'm talking about anime, that's what I'm doing, talking about otaku shit, like nerd shit, that's what I'm doing, to attract you guys into it. Sure, it's clickbaity as fuck, but it works because no one pays attention to it.
Yep.
So the website itself is trying to limit the amount of AI games and such that are Deshonens that are being used, because apparently a lot of Deshonens are using AI generated images, and I've seen a lot of like AI stories being generated on the website TikTok, and they have been putting out a lot of that stuff. And you probably are right about this, that they're doing this a lot, and we're seeing a lot of the rise of AI works being distributed on platforms, even on websites that I've been seeing, for example, using AI narrators to voice like books and such.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And
Wait,
there's a lot of
wait,
like,
what did I say about AI? Because I forgot, man.
yeah, and I even reported, you kind of missed the report that I showed about a woman getting married to an AI,
Yeah.
literally in Japan.
Oh yeah, that dude.
And this girl, I feel bad for her because she broke up with her boyfriend in order to be with this AI companion
He wants to be with her husbando.
Yeah, it was literally her husbando she kind of married. She broke up with her boyfriend in order to be with this AI generated character that she wanted, because this AI was generated via ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, I gotta say, you'd be surprised. Like, it's trying to help this person only to end up falling in love with an AI.
Yep.
because the loneliness issue in Japan is real, and it is sad to see, because I did show a clip of it. I did show a lot of stuff about it. It is crazy that this happened, because AI is becoming a tool, but at the same time being used for a lot of things. Like, it's creating music, which I admit that I mess with sometimes as a joke. Like, for example, AI Sano. Like, I use that just for the fun of it.
Right.
Like, it's an online music maker that makes a lot
Yeah,
of like
and
weird.
it is gonna kill art and music. And again, I think I did mention this.
Yeah,
AI music is it's hard to like tell which is real now
yeah,
compared to actual artists. And I am very passionate on music. Now, I'm not saying AI music is bad. Like there's some AI music that's pretty fucking funny.
yeah,
Shitting on the company's dime is one of the greatest songs
yeah.
ever written by a fucking robot.
And I made I actually typed in what I wanted, but sometimes it could randomly pull out something like, for example, I made a song that basically said "I still live in a dream." Basically, it's the homage to Snake Eater, and I thought it was kind of
Right.
funny. And there was like so many songs that they did on this thing. It's so ridiculous. Like, it makes no sense. Like, if I type in a song, for example, and make it into a song, like if I want to create something, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it looks like. It will create that song. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out onto the live stream. You want me to show you? You want
Yeah,
me to stream
hold on a
it?
second.
All right, let me go ahead and stream it out there for you to see on here, because this is what I'm. Let me go ahead and get on the share your screen. This is the AI Sano thing. Still running. We paused to preview your resources, so it's gonna pause. But at the crap! Come on. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and show everybody what's going on. This is what AI Sano does. It can create songs. Like, I can just go like this. Type in a song. What do you want to listen to?
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I fucked with AI music before just to test it out. I find it funny. It's humorous. Like people have done a lot of stuff with AI music.
Yeah.
But the music person side of me just is worried about this because people are no longer going to put in the effort of playing an instrument or singing.
That's true.
And that is pretty bad, man.
Big.
Yeah, I messed with this program before. It was funny though. Anyways, I'm gonna head out to bed.
All
See you
right.
later, man.
All right.
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna mess with this for a moment and call Big Super Robot Heavy Metal. Heavy metal music song. And just do it that way. Titanic Titanic Steel Titan March. Let's see. Machine group. Let me see how this works. I wish I could upgrade to the full song, but it's not gonna work. Alright, let's see if this works. I'm very curious how this works. Oh, this is funny. Steel type marks. This is what it's called. That's not bad. Oh yeah! Boss. Oh, this is great! This is great! This is great! Yeah! Put your fingers up! Put your fingers up! Yeah! Yeah! This is good. I like it. I like it. I like it. This is good. I like it. Yeah. This is pretty good. I like it. This is pretty good. I like it. This is pretty good. I like it. I actually like it. This is pretty good. I like this song. This is pretty awesome for an AI song. I like it. For an AI song, that's not bad. Typing is. Let me go ahead and do this. This is the next one that tries to do the same thing. I like it so far. It's okay. Like it.
Firing knives, titan steps, cross the night.
cool.
Bow before the shadows. Bow before the shadows. Fight. Let's fight.
I like this song so far. It's pretty good.
Armor shines. Blood will spray. Circuits burn. Skies turn gray. Laser rise. Cutting through steel. Iron rain. Nothing's real. Roaring flames. The world will break. Colossal doom. No soul can fake. Big super robots tearing through the sky. Power unchained, making cities die. Big super robots, thunderous might. Bow before their shadow.
Okay.
What?
Endless fight.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just trying to say hi and what were you up to anyway?
I was listening to this AI song called it's called Steel Titan March. Because apparently it's an AI song that I typed in. I was like thinking, okay,
Yeah.
type in something that's called Big Super Robot Heavy Metal Music Song,
Yeah,
and it turned out to work well.
yeah. Like I didn't came in early because I had to get myself a haircut and just wash up nothing much since I work tomorrow. So
Yeah.
you heard about the new Steam hardware, right? Yeah.
Steam, yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm getting I'm getting the VR. So what were
yeah,
you saying?
they're selling all of it. They're selling all that.
Yeah.
They're selling it as a, because they're trying to sell their PC stuff. But here's the problem that I have with it. The specs on that thing, a lot of people don't realize the specs for those things are kind of you can get a better. I understand this is like the new Steam machine is a gaming PC running on Steam OS, likely imagined as a successor to the original Steam machine developed it. But it looks like they're copying the design from Microsoft, which they were planning to do a release of their own version, and it comes with a CD disc, which I thought was pretty cool. But at the same time, this thing, they launched it around 2013 or 2014,
Yeah,
and
the
they
first model
discontinued
wasn't.
it.
The first model
Steam
wasn't.
system.
But they're they're making a new one, which is a better version.
Yeah, and this is what they're selling right. I got the images, as you can see right here.
And this is basically not a console, more of a PC.
Yeah. So
Like a PC.
it's not. It is a PC, but it's using the Steam OS, which is basically an operating system that is basically I think it was I forgot what it was called. It's a Linux based OS system.
Yeah. I've been using Steam OS on my Steam Deck, but it's fine, to be honest.
Yeah, because they finally perfected Linux based software to actually play video games on.
Yeah, hopefully I might switch over OS at some point anyway.
Yeah, so the thing about this is that a lot of people don't realize this is the specs that they're trying to sell them at. It's a new custom Zen 4. They have like two versions of it. They have the 6C and the 12T up to 4.8 gigahertz and 30 watts of power for the custom CPU. The GPU is a semi-custom AMD RDNA 3 28 CUs, which is basically CUDA core.
Yeah.
And it's 2.45 gigahertz of max stranded clock at 120 watts. Supports 4K gaming at 60 frames with FSR ray tracing support. And they have like two versions of it. They have the 16 gigabyte DDR4 and the 8 gigabyte GDR6 VRAM. Because there's like two different versions of the custom that they have. Little that they know about this, this thing will also support HDMI 2.0. It has a DisplayPort 1.4, which can actually play upscale 4K and supports HDR, which I actually am in full support of it. FreeSync and daisy chaining.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's more powerful than the Steam Deck, to be honest.
yeah, and it has 4 USB ports, USB-A ports, USB 3 ports in the front, USB 3 for the rear, and they actually have a 2x2 Wi-Fi 6E, which is pretty good. Dedicated Bluetooth antenna, integrating in Steam controller 2. Which is actually pretty good. That's actually would be a good thing too.
And even though I might use it as an emergency PC later on if I want to get it.
Let me see. The Steam machine is going to be sold in a bundle while newly announced Steam controller, but it will also be available separately using this new Steam controller. Players will be able to directly boot up the Steam machine. Of course, Valve's upcoming PC will also work with another controllers, accessories, and PC peripherals. In addition, Steam Machine comes with customizable LED back bar which reflects the Steam status, downloading, booting up, and updating personalized different colors and lightning animation. So this thing looks like another version of that Xbox thing that I seen before that someone showed me. The Xbox C series.
GameCube.
And I'll show you the Xbox C series.
Yeah.
Series C.
Well,
which a lot of people were talking about this thing because it looked like a box.
But
this is what they were talking about.
Yeah.
The challenges, because it looks like the Steam Deck, but there was another version that it contains the coolness. The console killer has a weakness. Steam Machine's 8 gigabytes of RAM. Which they can go up to 32, because it's very much a mini PC, and I've seen mini PCs on the market that go for less than what they're charging for this thing. Because I heard about this new Xbox C looking hardware. There was images that popped up about this because there was someone that reported on the news about this. And I was trying to look for it because it's somewhere around here because I saw it and it actually was like a more compact version of the Xbox Series X, except this one actually has like a loader that's below it.
Yeah.
And it's a mini PC that's basically like a box. But it's a much smaller version than the Xbox Series X. And let me see if I could find it because I saw videos of it. Series C.
Give me one moment.
Because they're planning to make this. Here it is. This is what I was looking at.
I'm so lost.
And there was a rumor
that with Copilot.
They were talking about this Series C. Which looks like
AI
would
with a Copilot Plus PC from Best Buy.
Yeah.
Because it's like a mini compact.
Oh, I thought we were going to recreate that photo.
Couldn't find it.
Yeah.
AI that with
People
Copilot.
were talking about this thing. Like, is this real?
Oh.
And this came out back in 2022.
AI with a Copilot Plus PC from Best Buy.
CC is basically, big trailers.
That's what it looked like. This was an example of This is like years ago.
Yeah.
And people were talking about is if Xbox can make this with a CD player in the bottom of it, people would buy it. But the problem is it's a little too late because they canceled everything for that. It would be cool to see these things sold because it totally would make sense and people would buy that. Because it has a CD player down below, it has like a CD player down below, and you have the Xbox button on the right, and then in the back you have all the ports and everything. But it looks and it's the same exact thing as that design that they're trying to do with this version. But the problem that I see right now is that Valve just managed to pull it off with their version of the Steam, but I call it the Steam box. Because by the looks of it, it looks like a small mini PC. And most mini PCs, and I'm going to show you, cost about, let me see, mini PCs. And there's even ones that are gaming PCs that can play pretty well, that have like the 4K features too. Like for example, this one, it goes around like $449.
Yep.
And it has the Intel processors. Here's another example. This one from Walmart. This is a GMK Tech gaming PC Ryzen 9, and it has 32 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabytes SD drive, mini desktop computer, dual NIC 2 gigabyte link, HDMI, and a cult link, which basically you could actually link up to a graphics card and it will play games. It will actually make a cult link. Basically, you could use it to use the Oculus Rift and everything. But the occult link, basically you could actually hook up a graphics card, a very powerful one at that, and you can play video games on that graphics card.
Yeah.
If you have the stand for it. 4 USB port times 2 in a Nook box kit K11, and you can get like 32 gigabytes of RAM and the Ryzen AM9. It's a very powerful processor, and it can actually play 4K gaming too. It can features the dual video output and HDMI, supporting up to 8K 60 gigahertz of resolution times 4 screens display and immersive experience, and it's only $669.98. It can support 8K with 2 terabytes capacity, and it has What do you think of it? And it has 32 gigabytes of DDR RAM at 56 megahertz, 5600 megahertz, and it's a dual 16 gigabyte expandable up to 969 gigabytes. 96 gigabytes actually, from what I'm reading right here. And it can actually go up to 8K gaming, up to 8K, compared to what the Steam has right now that they're selling it at with their specs. By the looks of it, they're trying to go for that market.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I think they should consider putting it at 32 gigabytes, because right now gamers are probably planning to stream it, and you can customize it for DDR5 plus DDR8 which a lot of people are kind of like suspicious about DDR 8 gigabytes because
Well,
even though it's a faster process for GDDR 6.
well, I'm gonna give it a while after day one. Once they get in, and they'll do something with it.
Yeah. Yeah, which I'm all for it because this is something that Steam is trying to compete in the marketplace for, which I'm in full support. And I understand that game developers these days, especially indie developers, they don't like Steam for some reason, thinking they're like a freaking monopoly, when the truth is they established themselves as a PC gaming store long before a lot of other companies did. I remember GameSpy was a gaming store. They offered servers, they offered a lot of stuff, but no one was buying a lot of stuff from them. And this is the thing, like I don't think they're bad. It's just the problem is people kind of get the wrong idea about Steam. Steam has done far better for their customer base than they do other stores. A lot of people don't realize, like, if I want to, I could have gone to another store and bought games there, but they offer a really good deal for certain things. And the fact is, it's like people don't seem to understand the fact that Steam has been established for a long time, for decades, and it's kind of crazy how people see them as a monopoly when they haven't really done anything. Like, they only established themselves as a store, and they're trying to compete in the market for, trying to become like the console market in hopes to sell PCs. Keep in mind, this is a PC machine, it's a mini PC. Up to 200 megabytes. It's not a console. It's a mini PC. Keep that in mind. Which the specs are kind of old, like, okay, these are pretty old specs, but at the same time, it works because of the fact that they're trying to grab the PC enthusiast that likes Steam and wants to buy their product. And I am in full support of it because I think we need competition in the PC space, especially console space too. Keep in mind, like, there's a lot of games that can be utilized on the Steam system, but the problem is there's a lot of games that don't work on Steam.
Yeah.
And that's because that leads to the fault of the developers. Sometimes. Especially the handheld. Like, the handheld market is pretty good on Steam compared to what Nintendo is doing. Like, Nintendo, they do pretty well selling games that people want to play. Yeah. And even their own games too. But at the same time, I'm kind of iffy about them, especially when it comes to the whole always online thing, which I know people kind of don't like what I have to say about that, but that's how I feel about it. And of course, they're actually adding accessories for this thing, which is the VR headset and the controller and everything else, which I think a lot of people don't realize what they're doing is kind of like the VR uses less lenses like the MetaQuest 3. It's equipped with dual 2160 and 21 LCD screens. Refresh range is from, that's pretty interesting. It's a 2K headset, and it can hold up to 16 gigabytes of unified RAM on there too. And it supports micro SD cards for extra storage, which I think is a good idea. Especially when you want to put more games on that thing.
And as for the VR, I'm getting that, to be honest.
Yeah. Which I'm all for it. I just don't know how much they're going to charge for this thing because they have not announced the pricing for it.
Well, the guess is $500 in the VR.
$500?
Yeah.
which I know they have it for the MetaQuest is like 400.
Yeah.
The MetaQuest 3 is like $400 to my understanding of it. And they're using the ARMA 64 processor, which Snapdragon is using to build up their tech devices, claiming it's a good device, which I understand. Like, ARMA processors are a new thing, and they say it's a really good thing, but they have yet to perfect it as well as they think they can. But I don't know.
But anyways, besides that, like right now, Nintendo been scamming the Pokemon fans with a game key card.
Yeah.
With a new Pokemon game coming up next year.
Yeah.
Well, I avoid buying it because the thing is, I'm not getting a Switch 2, Unless, if I get it for free, no problem, or secondhand, Or they lowered the price, that's the only thing. But anyways, it's nice talking to you, but, I'm just gonna get some tea and,
That's fine, man.
get to
I
bed soon.
understand. It's like I'm just trying to do the show, and
Yeah.
it's not really getting much traction. I understand why. I'm just talking about anime because I'm just like, I know that people are talking about the Sony event, and people were talking about other things that happened, and it's kind of a slow news thing. But on that, there was also that gotcha situation that happened with that one company, and I talked about that situation, which you kind of missed.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna make some tea and go to bed, right?
All right, you take care, man. I understand.
And I'll be on next week unless there's a chance you'll be on tomorrow or Saturday.
All right, you take care, man. Don't worry.
All right.
All right, later. All right, let's see here. Ooh, okay. Let me see. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this because I want to. I want to talk about this because I want to. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this so that I want to, and hopefully everyone loves it too. Yeah, lately I've been having it to talk about this. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what's going on now. I guess I should probably talk about this because this is something I need to focus on. There's been a lot of talk about anime, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get this on par with what I need to do, because this is becoming one of those situations to where people will start this conversation about anime, and I know that this is becoming one of those things that I need to look up for a lot of reasons. So there's been some news. I know that people are talking about the 4K the announcement that people are talking about the 4K release. Oh boy. The 4K release of Project Echo Collection, which a lot of people are talking about. I know that was kind of what's going on, and I want to talk about this situation. All right, let me see. Let's see. Let's see. One Piece. Okay, so here's some sad news. For those who don't know, the One Piece Dragon Ball Super Series director Tetsuya Negami dies. For those who don't know, he was the director of One Piece, Wano Kune, Egghead Island arcs, One Piece, Film Z, Dragon Ball Super Brawly movies. Composer Kohei Takanaka, screenwriter Asuma Suzuki both reported on X Twitter on Thursday that anime director Tetsuya Nagamine died this summer. Takina stated he attended the gathering at Toy Animation to remember Nagami on Thursday. Suzuki stated that he could not attend gathering due to the schedule event at the same time, but heard about the gathering from a friend who attended. According to Suzuki, Nagami was 53 when he died. Nagami had directed works in many toy animation franchises such as Dragon Ball, One Piece, Digimon, and Pretty Cure. He directed both the Beat. Oh yeah, I remember. I liked it. Beat the Vandal Buster and Beat the Vandal Buster Exilion anime. I actually like that anime. He directed Dr. Slump, Mashiro Anabe-chan film. Nagami was the series director for One Piece anime from episode 892 and started the Wanaku arc through episode 1122 in the end of the first part of the Egghead Island arc before the anime took its hiatus in October 2024. He also the series director for One Piece Logfish Man Island Saga, which aired in the main anime was on hiatus on November 2024 through March 2025. He directed One Piece Film Z, One Piece Heart of Gold Special, and assistant director for One Piece The Desert Princess and The Pirate's Adventure in Astaba and Alabasta. Dragon Ball franchise, he directed the Dragon Ball Super Brawly film and served as series director for Dragon Ball episode for 77 to 131. He was an assistant director to Dragon Ball Movie 4, The Path to Power, an assistant animator of Dragon Ball GT, the animator of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and Digimon franchise. He's the director of Digimon Saber's movie, The Ultimate Power Bust Move Invoked film, and was an assistant director of Digimon Adventure Hurricane Touchdown film. He directed Happiness Charge Precure anime and was the series director of Heartcatch Pretty Cure anime. He also was an episode director of Pretty Cure, Fresh Pretty Cure. Oh, so he did all the Pretty Cure animes. Nagami also, because I did like Beat the Vandal Buster, it was actually a pretty good one. He also was the series director for Saint Seiya Omega, episode director for Saint Seiya and Hades Chapter Sanctuary. Suzuki is a story in his ex-Twitter post of Nagami. They have met in 2010, and Suzuki was writing the script for One Piece Z film. The script was proposed, quickly scrapped. The script was then made based on the idea that Nagami had proposed, building upon the story of the former Marine Admiral named Z. Suzuki said, "At first he didn't show me a single smile. I thought he was very stern. Then a moment where he lost heart, he added that when he finally finished the script, he met with Nagami. When he entered the conference room, Nagami bowed deeply and said, 'Thank you for your hard work,' Suzuki said. At the moment, I almost cried." He added that Nagami put his heart and soul into his work. Which is kind of sad that this guy passed away. Rest in peace, man. Let's see what else is going on, because I'm going to try to at least figure out another story that's kind of popping up. Let's see. Death Stranding franchise gets an anime series, which I'm kind of like surprised by. So Death Stranding Mosquito. Wow. So they're planning to make, this is the announcement, the site describes the series as once an explosion, lonesome souls, and a dead manifesting physical world reaching in search of the living. However, the connection they create triggers a massive explosion, eradicates another of the world. A phenomenon referred to as Death Stranding. These events wiped out nations as well as civilizations itself. People who remain are now isolated, withdrawn, without connection. As humanity stands on a brink of legendary porters set out to transport both cargo and wishes its senders, reconnecting people in hope that they might be saved. Based on the video game born out of the mind of a legendary gamer creator Hideo Kojima, comes a new animation series headed by Japan's up-and-coming animation studio E&H Productions. Helmed at E&H is Takayuki Sano. I heard about Takayuki Sano. Let me look him up because I heard this name before. Takayuki Sano is a very interesting person. Okay, so his thing is he had directed. Okay, so he did AKB48 anime for the Key Animation. He did Attack on Titan animation. He did BAM animation for the villain design. He did Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods movie for Key Animation. He did the Gridman. He did the Guilty Crown as key animator. Okay, so this guy is a very experienced animator who has done some animations before. Had worked on Super Robot Wars, OG, the Inspector TV series. This guy has a record here. Yes, I heard about this guy before. He also did the Gundam series as well. He did Iron Orphans. He did the mobile game app animation for that one. He did Mushoku Tensei Jobless Creation TV, prop designer, styling assistant. So this guy basically is going to be he's a veteran, so it follows the footsteps of the original spirit of ideas depiction in the world of Death Stranding through the bold and yet subtle touch of the class hand-drawn animation. Somewhere in North America, just as Sam Bridge walks us through the content in order to save America, as someone also trying to deal with their isolation on their own way. The old man is trying to realize the salvation through the ways of outside, connecting and advocating by bridges. A female warrior who tries to kickstart the world, constant fighting. A boy with a grudge against the bridges. A girl who embraces loneliness. As precipitated at the end of humanity and the world, their fates and hopes converge as another story of Death Stranding begins. And now comes another explosion. So yeah, this is kind of an interesting story. Yeah, so this is the promotional image that they're doing for it. As you can see, this is going to be on Disney Plus in 2027. And I don't know what to tell you guys, but it kind of does look like they're trying to, you know, gamify the system with this stuff. Anyways, I'm not going to try to cause drama here, because as much as I like to talk about it, I want to talk about anime. I don't want to talk about drama. I just want to talk about anime, because this is kind of the thing that I want to talk about, because there's a lot of things that are going on, and I want to be a little bit more about the anime than I do about, you know, political dramas that happen, because I know that people have been trying to bring me into it, and I do appreciate the fact that you guys are trying to tell me about it. But as much as I want to do this, I want to tell everyone, hey, I just want to just talk about this for a moment. Let me talk about this, because I don't get a lot of hours on the show. Anyways, they revealed the cast for the new Gundam Hathaway film that they're going to be putting out, and it's a lot of people. Let me see what else is going on. Oh god, Disney Twisted Wonderland anime confirms a second season. Oh my god. Which is the Disney Plus animation that they did. Okay, Bandai Namco Filmworks post a new Exangbaru. Yeah, I remember that anime. They did a music video. I checked out the video. You can look it up yourself to check it out. It's basically a music video for the anniversary of the series. And it's sort of interesting to talk about that too. I looked at Bandai Namco post the new Exambaru Side R experimental video, which they kind of showed the animation. I have to say it's not bad. It's just a mix of 3D versus 2D, and I think it was kind of cool looking to see. And I looked at the Blue Gale Exambaru Side L, the first experimental video based on the Blue Gale Exambaru anime, streaming on May 14th. The video contains both old footage as well as newly produced footage, evoking, not exactly reincarnating, the opening title sequence, as well as the footage of various episodes, primarily from the 12th to the 34th, which I think they might just try. Bandai Namco Filmworks, Kazuo Daigo collaborated with Blue Gale Exambaru Saido, Jubei Masabayo, Batman Ninja versus Yakuza video director. So they got the people from the Batman, and I looked at it. It was okay. I'm not hating on this because I understand they put a lot of work into this. I would watch this. I would rewatch it because I do have I did collect the Exumbaru anime, and it's definitely pretty good. If you never watched it, it's an old anime directed by the same person, Yasuo Tomo, who you will know for Gundam fame. And it's also Bandai Sunrise that did it too. Let me see what else. Discotek announces 4K Aiko film 4K release. So they are releasing a 4K collection. Discotek Media added when it scanned Project Aiko film print for company's December 2020 Blu-ray release. Because I remember I do have that Blu-ray release. The scan was done in 4K in hopes to eventually 4K release of the film. The 3 video anime sequels will only be available in the early 180p format. The releases include nearly every extra from Discotek earlier 4 releases, and the projects including commentary tracks, storyboard, and music documentary. The Project Aiko Secret Files documented trailers, television series, commercial liners and galleries, English VHS credits, materials, repeat and redundant between 4 releases that will not be included. What's going to be included in the Project Aiko is Project Aiko, Project Aiko 2, Project Aiko 3, Project Aiko 4 respectively. It won't have Project Aiko Gray Side and let me see if I can look this up. Project Aiko Project Aiko Gray Side, because I remember they have Gray Side and Blue Side, which I really wish they brought out this. This is the one thing I wish they brought out. Gray Side versus Blue Side. Because this is something I kind of liked. Because it actually had a buxom female blonde chick in the anime. And she was kind of a joke comedy, but we all liked it because it was just funny. And it was such a great anime. I feel bad that they had a Central Park release of this anime. It was called Project Aiko Civil Wars and it was basically, it had 2 stories, Blue Side and Gray Side, and this was kind of an OVA series that it was like an OVA series that had like Gray Side on July 21st and Blue Side on August 21st. The plot line was Aiko and Biko are bounty hunters, and they showed this on Sci-Fi Network back in the days, in the early 90s, and I watched it. I loved it. It was such a great sci-fi-ish anime. You couldn't help but laugh at it because the fact that it was just so, even though yes, it was a very serious story, but at the same time, like the villain was so fucked up in the head that he killed people over like reward money offered to the wealthy father. Aided by the prince-sized galactic police officer named Martin, their girls discover that Seiko's abduction is part of a much larger scheme. Gal, a charismatic leader of the space pirates, intends to use Aiko's body as a host for the spirit of Xena, a long-dead sorceress. Although Gal believes that Xena will purify the universe, he is obviously, to her true motives, annihilate all the universe and create a new one, which she is an absolute ruler. The final showdown occurs when Tahoe Sector, where Xena begins to merge all existing universes into one. And this was like one of the hurrahs that they did for it in that anime. And I watched it myself. I wish they would make a fucking goddamn Blu-ray for this shit, because it's such a great anime. Because this came out back in the 90s, followed by Aikoverse. Like, this was like an alternative title, and compared to the other ones that they released it back with Project Aiko was released also in the same time as that one. Let me see if I can... No, that's not the one. Project Aiko, which was in 1996. And they actually had sequels to this for this anime. And all they did, and I wish they would bring it back. I wish they would, because they did Final Act in 1989, and that one was pretty funny. Project 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then, of course, the final one was Project Aiko Grayside, Grayside and Blue Side. And those two were basically what I would watch, because it was one of the final storylines for Project Aiko. Even though 4 was considered the last story, I liked that one because it was like the final story that kind of links up back to Project Aiko. And even though, yes, it was a cross-dimensional storyline, but it was funny as hell. And I want to watch it again because it's such a great story. Despite all the fact that people may not like old anime, I like it because it's entertaining. That's the thing I want. I want the 4K collection just so I can have all of them. Just so I can watch them again and again and again. It may cost me a lot of money, but I will pay it. Because it's going to probably be worth a lot of money. And I'm hoping to get on that thing. And they announced it only on the fucking... Fuck those guys. Why did they announce it on Blue Sky? Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, they did announce it on Twitter too. The one thing I'm gonna tell you guys is that right now they're putting it out on the Crunchyroll website for people to buy. So it's kind of obvious that they do have like... Okay, so they do have the OVA series, they do have Magic Knight Ray Earth, they do have Angel Cop Remastered Blu-ray edition, they do have Fatal Fury movie, Holy shit. Holy shit. This is what they're re-releasing. They're reprinting. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. And also a 4K version of Calistro, the Caso Calistro. Cagliostro movie. And it's on the back order, which is going to be $24 on sale. 30% off. Hell yeah. Kisses. Let's see. Yeah, Sora Part 1 series. Magazine. Oh, they're reprinting. They're reprinting. Jesus Christ. Giant Robo. OVA series. Flame of Reika. The New Cutie Honey. Ooh. Ooh. I'm down. I'm just showing you guys what's going on right now. Because I need to show you guys. I'm going to go ahead and close this up. I got to close this up because I don't want to overuse the memory on this thing. But I am going to show you guys what's going on. Apparently, the holiday sales for anime is back. They got Star Musketeer Biz Marquee. They have Lupin the Third Collection. They have Kamen Rider X. They have the Great Teacher Onizuka. They reprinted a lot of stuff. Captain Harlock. This is the sales, and they have they reprinted Blue Comic Leisner Complete Series Blu-ray. That's gonna be in the back order. Sonic X, Lady Oscar, Giant Gorg, Magical Girl Lyrical Nahanano Strikes S, Grozer X, Dual Parallel Trouble Adventure Blu-ray. Yeah, I'll buy it. I'm gonna add some anime in my cart. I might have to spend some money, but I'm gonna get that Dual Adventure Blu-ray in my cart. I'm gonna have to add some things in my cart here. 1997 series. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna have to add some anime too. I gotta add that too. I gotta add City Hunter, the complete first series. Great Teacher Onizuka. I'm gonna have to buy that. I know everybody is waiting for Ghost Stories. Lupin the Third. And I do remember this series, but we used to know it as a different name. I'm gonna have to get that. Let's see what else. Sergeant Frog. Flame of Reika as a collection. Giant Robo. And I know they have Darkstalkers OVA, which I'm thinking about buying. Let me see what else. Yeah, I might buy that because I'm gonna have to get that on the back order. This is another story TV series, which is they're reprinting that one. Okay, cool. The Steelbook edition of Fatal Fury movie. Digimon. I'm gonna have to get that too. I'm gonna get the Digimon first season. Magic Knight Raid Earth. Gonna have to get that too. Overmind King Gengar. King Gengar! Overman King Gengar. It was actually an okay series. Sadly, it didn't get a lot of traction for an anime, but it was an okay series. You just couldn't help but laugh at that scene where the guy just basically confessed his love to a girl, and everyone was just laughing in the fucking go like, I love her so much, I can't help but love her so much. I want to make love to you. That's what I remembered about that anime. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm not so sure what he said, but he confessed his love to her. It was just so cliche, but at the same time funny. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get that. I'll just put that in my anime list of reprints. Humanoid Monster Bem. IG. Okay, so they got the Immortal Grand Prix Complete Collection. I might have to put that in my collection. I might consider lists. Kikaider, yes, I'm gonna have to buy that. Robo Jasperson. Okay. What do I want to order? Okay, that's gonna complete my anime list because right now I'm kind of excited about the sales that are popping up. So they're putting it at 30%, and I'm all down for that shit, guys. For Christmas, yes. As for the other stuff, I don't know, because they're gonna charge me a lot for shipping, so I'm not expecting a lot to happen other than the fact that I'm just telling you guys what's going on. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I'm excited for the sale that they're having, the holiday sale week 3 for anime on Crunchyroll. I'm gonna have to probably order some anime. So anyways, guys, leave your likes and dislikes down below and tell me what you guys think, because I gotta get out of here. Thank you for watching. I know that most of you guys probably got bored not talking about anime, but this is pretty much what's going on, and I'm just gonna leave it at that because right now, okay, so here's another thing that happened. There's another drama that happened. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. This is the last thing I'm gonna do. The global Square Enix laid off a lot of their people. There's a lot of things that happened lately. I do feel bad for a lot of people that lost their jobs because they listened to this so-called experts that think that the global audience is going to buy their shit when really they put out this crap to promote whatever the heck they're promoting. And I want to go ahead and address this in a nice way possible. I want to address this to everyone. The sad truth is the global audience isn't there. They kind of said, we now create the global audience in mind from the very start, in a sense that we are completely at the rate. So what has happened was Square laid off over 180 Western staff in overseas structure reform. Extraordinary loss. The Western chief publishing officer to resign. So Yokoyuki localization project manager and JP branch seems to be affected by the Square Enix layoffs. He stated that they take onto account that overseas cultures and trends, even consultants with the development teams to change the character appearances in game content. So basically they were lied to by the so-called localizers, the so-called experts. So you know what's fucked up? I'm not against the localizers whatsoever. It's necessary. The problem is whatever those fucks were doing wasn't localization whatsoever. Someone probably already brought this up, and we need a name for that shit. Most people call them vandals, and what they do is vandalism to many. Katrina's curse. Okay, of course, Katrina considered Final Fantasy or trash localizations to be some of the most incredible examples of oh yes, Hurricane Katrina. SE localization work of Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy XIV have been somewhat the most incredible examples of good Japanese English localization. As Saudi Entertainment has defined the new standards for excellence in our craft. Not to mention the good lock has been prohibited, establishing the dedicated fan base for good sales. Square's trying to cut the QA and lock teams from the bone of their great AI pivot. Absolutely crazy, because right now the game industry is also at a loss right now. They're gutting everything. it's not because of gutting. They're getting rid of people within the generation that is Gen Z. There won't be a real healing until the disaster level Karen like her can no longer get any employment. So to be clear about this, she is working for a company. I've said before, but I'll say thousands of times, great localizations is a profit enabler. Often gives the highest return investment percentage wise to any project, whether that's a film, game, software, etc. Upper management and shareholders don't understand this though. AI is the latest strategy to cut costs and improve profits. AI can be a great tool for certain contexts, and the use of can help create Redis tagging for my projects, but the struggle with translation, especially from high content languages, low context languages. In the end, companies want to make profit, gutting their biggest return on investment in terrible ways to do that. Yes, it is, but sadly you ruined it by changing it and not realizing what you have done in order to say, oh, I don't like this. We need to change this for the better. And guess what? It was a better idea than changing it over to something that you thought would be a great idea for the culture wars. The fact that people have been doing this for a long time, trying to start a culture war over something like this to change the language so they can convert to whatever stupid idea that you believe would happen by showing off something like this, it didn't work. Not only that, people were kind of upset because it became such a narcissistic situation to where this is what's going on. The fact that I want to thank Square Enix leadership team to entrusting me with the role of giving me such a fantastic professional opportunity, and I want to thank my teammates for the colleagues and their support throughout my 7 years at the company. Finally, I'd like to thank all the Square Enix and players and fans that your passion, enthusiasm, and energy to keep our teams fueled more than you know. So it's not just that, it's also Microsoft is also laying off people because of this stupid bullshit. And it's not only that, look at what's happening to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers was spending so much money. Warner Brothers is selling off their assets. Warner Brothers, Comcast negative appears to bids for Warner's as deadline approaches. Paramount, so Warner Brothers is so far. Warner Brothers Discovery updates David Zaslav's employment agreement amid the strategical review. His thing was to make sure that the company would survive. That was what he was trying to do. He had to do some cost-cutting decisions in order to make a difference in sales on movies and everything. But the problem is, here's what's going on. We are suffering from the fact during the pandemic, people were putting out garbage. There were some hits. There were some great hits, but a lot of them were misses, and a lot of them failed to grab that money from the audience. Not many people realize that Netflix was grabbing the so-called audience a lot. They were trying to do everything they can to get the so-called audience. While we were continuing to advance plans to separate our streaming and studio business, Warner Brothers, from our global network businesses, Discovery and Global, and board directors initiated review strategical alternatives to maximize shareholders' value. We committed to the strategical review in response to unsolicited interest in multiple parties, because right now they're selling off all their assets. Why? Because they were told, there were people in the studio that were making TV shows telling them to cancel those TV shows, and they didn't cancel those TV shows. Like, for example, Batwoman. Batwoman TV series. The series cancellation was not a result of direct told to cancel in order from the external sources, but rather strategical business decisions by the CW network. It was reportedly considered a sale at the time, reports Deadline, because this was kind of what was happening. They canceled this show. Let's look at what they had to say.
We put in the work to make the holidays fresh. You put in the work to make them special. Count on
When the CW dropped Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow, many speculated that the decision was made in part owing to the network's prospective sale. According to a fresh claim, both TV shows were cancelled for a very specific reason. According to THR, the CW CEO Mark Pedowitz wanted to renew Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow for another season, but one of the network's owners, Warner Brothers and Discovery, no longer wanted to pay the leases on the studio space, which expired May 1st, resulting in the cancellations of both shows in April. While talking to the reporters about it, Pedowitz said that I understand the pattern is different from what we've done in years past, so I understand why this came as a bit of a shock to you and the fans. Look, none of these choices were simple. We had lengthy discussions with our studios and parent businesses, and everyone agreed that the CW was in a period of transformation. As a result, at every level, some difficult financial and strategic decisions had to be taken. He further said that despite some of the rumors out there, I want to be very clear, content was never a factor in deciding not to move forward with a show. We are very proud of the stories.
Yeah, and sadly this kind of happened. And a lot of people don't realize this was a bad situation that happened with the CW. But it was also the fact that the network was losing money from the situation because CW advertisements losses during that time, they only made $15 million out of it. Over the year in 2025, like CW had been narrowing losses in profitability and advertising. They weren't making much money off of the CW TV shows. It was so bad, CW had to be shut down. CW loses $60 million in latest quarter of Next Star ads, and it was pretty bad because of the fact that viewership was so low on those shows. Like, old people were watching it. None of the kids were watching it. 20-something-year-olds didn't watch CW for it. It was so bad to the point that not many people were watching it, except the demographic was old people watching the CW. It's true. And a lot of people don't realize CW Network. CW, it could be CW TV, CW Network. Yeah, because they weren't making a lot of money. Political ad sales, all that stuff did not work on the CW network because there was so much going on at the time with CW. They were losing a lot of money. They were overly saturating the market with TV shows. They had nothing but TV shows that were they were pumping out so much junk out of the whole year, and and the funny thing about it, the streaming era deals, Supergirl, Riverdale, all those other shows that they had on there, all of it, even they brought back Roswell Charmed, they try to bring back those shows. Batwoman, at the time, it did not make a profit for advertising. Nexstar acquired a lot of their stuff. Nexstar Media Group had became CW's largest affiliate group, acquiring a former WB era network. Co-owner Tribune Broadcasting in 2019, considering the leading bidder. The network president and CEO Mark Pezowitz confirmed the talk and potential sale, but added it was too early to speculate what might happen. Nexstar CEO Perry Sook in 2002 did not confirm the rumors to buyout, stated that it would not be a surprise that Nexstar owned the broadcasting. They weren't making much money off of advertising on there. They put out a lot of stuff on there. They took the only shows that were there that were pretty good was The Flash and Riverdale. Those were the two shows that were very popular. And I kind of feel bad that the so-called, they even had like the Librarians TV series and all those other things that are happening on the CW. And sadly, it did not work out well. And I hate to say this. This is becoming a situation to where they're not making any money. CW wasn't making any money whatsoever, due to the fact that not many people watch TV anymore. They watch streaming, but they don't watch TV anymore. And that's the sad reality we're dealing with, because of the fact that we're now the internet generation now. No one watches TV as much anymore, and they keep these networks up out of sheer tradition. They want these television networks to survive. But the problem is, we don't have the TV shows like we used to. We don't have people watching those shows anymore. Because now everybody works, everybody's forced to work 8 hours a day, and they can't enjoy TV shows like they used to. And I want to address this, but I want to be nice about this. Because Imagineers claimed victory over the multi-year-long battle over the Metabots trademark. Okay, I'm going to read this story because this just popped up, and I'm kind of curious about this. Imagineer claims the victory over a year-long battle over Metabots trademark. Could the Japanese multimedia series finally be due a European return? Japanese video game company Imagineer has issued a statement on their website declaring victory on the fight for Metabots trademark in Europe. After a long battle against Kevin Covenant's De Frentos, Metabots, in the case you're unfamiliar, is a long-running Japanese multimedia series comprised of games and manga and animated. Yeah, because I remembered watching this via the 90s. Originally debuted in 1997 and released in Natsume developed Game Boy game RPG, same name, about collecting battle total robots. Has over decades garnered a string of successful sequel ports, spin-offs, even an anime. And I remembered the anime and I wanted to play that freaking game. But no. We were kind of like excluded from the US from it. Because as much as I liked Metabots as a series, the dispute between Imagineer and Castran, which is now concluded according to Imagineer, had been going on for several years now, maybe a decade it seems, because I recalled that we were excluded from. Commodran filed for Metabots trademark in Europe, having noted the trademark region had been lapsed. This has subsequently prevented Imagineer from publishing any Metabot games within Europe under the series name, while Condren essentially tried to hijack the IP, launching their own dubious Metabot projects, including failed Metabot Indiegogo. Let me look at this. Metabot's new game. Come on. Let me look at this. About the campaign. Here it is. Barcelona, Spain.
That will fight for eternity.
Launching a new Metabots game with new characters, including battle features. No. They're no. Heavily criticized projects based on cryptocurrency named Metacoin. Oh, that's why Imagineer wrote the legal battle regarding the judgment announcement of a press release dated September. So these motherfuckers were the fuckers that tried to fuck over Metabots. Motherfuckers. Perhaps it means we can finally be able to release some classic Metabot games in the future, maybe even Metabot collections released on Switch in Japan. We don't know about you, but we have our fingers crossed. Yes, because I'm sick and fucking tired of the fact that we never got a decent Metabot game. In the longest time, I like Metabots as a series, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love it because I actually like the anime. But I wanted to see a video game. I could not find a video game that was out there. And now we can see Metabots. Because we were waiting for a Metabots game. Now we get a collection now. We were waiting
Take the
for
next step in treating your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis with Entyvio, the only gut-focused treatment for UC.
This is what I've been waiting for a long time. For the longest fucking time. We can finally get a collection. Which we've all been waiting for since a long time. Even though, yes, it may be a collection. But at least now, we can finally see the games out there. Because we could not see them in Europe. Because I remember they even have like the ones that were on and these are all like the handheld games. Now we can see them on the Switch. And you can collect them. And I am so freaking mad at the fact that we had to deal with this fight, this endless fight that was happening. Because of the fact that these motherfuckers from Spain tried to pull out, oh, we're going to create this new game for... After looking at that trash that they call a game, yes, this is the trademark that they did for it. Trying to create a crypto game for it.
Customize your Metabot.
And this was the game that they were trying to do. Great idea.
Create a strategy.
Trying to make a crypto game out of this. In hopes So I hope Imagineer, because Imagineer is a good company. They're like a toy company. For those that don't know, they're responsible for a lot of, like, Imagineer is known for the company, the toy company. They're a Japanese company, but they're also the same company that provided like toys and shit. But they also did Populous. Lemmings. They ported a lot of games. Licensed, even published. And I'm so mad that we have not gotten a goddamn single Metabots game in a long time. On a council or any other place, because these motherfuckers were claiming licenses of this game. A lot of people are pissed off with them because we have not gotten a single goddamn Metabot game in the United States. Because these fuckers were trying to claim the IP and then tried to do this whole, we're doing a crypto coin, bros. We're the crypto coin bros. Motherfuckers. I'm sick and tired of you guys trying to do that shit. Give us fucking goddamn Metabots, for Christ's sakes. I just want a fucking game that we can all enjoy. I want Metabots back, you motherfuckers, and you took that away from us. Fuck you. Fuck your crypto game. That makes me so fucking furious. I'm glad Imagineer won that. I'm glad. Those motherfuckers deserve to lose. And I'm glad Imagineer won. Let's go Metabots. I'm glad they won. Because I'm so fucking mad. I'm so fucking mad at them for this. Because this is something that I really did like Metabots. I do. But I'm so fucking mad at them for this. Because it pisses me off to hear that Metabots was being hijacked by these people for a long time. But anyways, guys, that's it for today. I'm kind of upset about this, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have a good day, good night. Thank you for watching. Be sure to share this out there, because I'm going to get out of here. Peace.